Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Product features subject to policy terms and may not be available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles. Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Tuesday afternoon.
Ireland, best show on the radio.
We decided that I am the baby face and Ireland is the heel. What do you
100%.
think?
Here we go, Tuesday. No lit today. No live imaging Tuesday.
Damn.
We got an early Lakers day, and Friday we'll all be together at Island Boy in Manhattan Beach. Make plans to be with us and press the flesh with Mason and Ireland and Bergman in person. Speaking of Bergman, yesterday Bergman had lots of wisdom for us on the show.
You take the top of the whipped cream and you just press just a little bit so that the air, that nitrous oxide comes out of it, and then it gives you a little high.
See, I don't.
It's not good for you.
Yo, it's not good for you. You're killing brain cells, right?
Brain cells, yeah.
No,
Hard
so I'm
pass
gonna
on
get
that.
All you hear is
Wow, 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 wow.
Bergman is back in the B chair, sitting in for Johnny I today, although Ireland's going to join us at some point from the road as we get ready for Lakers basketball. Coverage begins at 3 p.m. from Big D in Dallas. Speaking of Big D, no, we're not going to do that. Come on, it's too early in the year, sucker.
Mason, Bergman. Mason and Bergman.
Let's do it. The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland with Bergman.
Wow, 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 wow.
Your Tuesday afternoon right now.
good afternoon.
Wow, 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 wow,
Very
wow,
true.
wow.
No matter what you say, it's very true. That's what. Did you try last night with your 5 servings of
5
Ready Whip?
cans of Ready Whip. I didn't finish one last night, but you know,
don't
I'm
have to
tempted
finish
now. I'm tempted now. No, but if you take
It
the
gets all
air out
watery, it gets all
beforehand, you
watery.
can't.
Well, there's just a little
It
bit
ruins
left.
the Ready Whip.
Just a little bit left. You have 4 others.
Wow, 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 wow. So
It's true.
I am on
Brian knows.
I'm on
know.
officially vocal rest today. So
Oh, yeah.
take it away.
So you're going to go on a very soft.
Very soft.
Very soft. Well, it's an important day today, right?
I'm singing the anthem at the South Bay Lakers game, and I've got some hoarseness.
So you need a medicine ball from.
I just got one.
You got it.
Yeah, Laura picked
went and
one
got
up
it.
for
good,
me.
Good. because-
Medicine ball it's on there as citrus honey tea, I
yeah,
think is the way you order it.
It's like a lemonade that they put
Some mint, some
yeah,
lemon.
A bunch of, it's really good. Anytime
Steamed
I'm sick,
lemonade.
that's what I get.
It has chamomile, mint blossom, and jade, I think.
Jade. Okay.
What does jade taste like?
I don't know.
I'll Google it.
Yeah,
'cause
Google
I
that.
only got
Google
one
that.
tab
Like a
out.
greenish
So anyway,
color?
I'm singing tonight, and normally I don't get too worked up over this, but for some reason, last night I got a little it's out of the ordinary. I got a little stoned,
No, very strange.
and I lay down to go to sleep, and I start tossing and turning and thinking, God, what if they screw up the lyrics? What if I F this thing up?
So do they put the lyrics somewhere
No.
in front of you to see?
No.
Oh, okay, so no, you
You
are just
gotta
going
know 'em.
straight from the brain.
Got to know them. Yep.
And
If you know, you know.
You've done it enough times, you should know
I have.
the words. You can't screw that
But I
up.
haven't done. Of course, you can screw up the national anthem. It's been screwed up so many times over the years.
You can't screw
Fergie?
up that. You've done it 1,000 times.
It's all about where you start. Oh, you got to start to. Oh. See the hoarseness. Oh, it's hoarseness.
See, this is more important now. More important now too.
Oh.
Because if you do well here, maybe you go up to the big time.
Bumped up to the majors at a
go to the
Lakers
Laker
game.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Can you
Steve
imagine?
Mason at a Laker game singing the national anthem.
It's a dream. It would be a dream come true to sing at a Lakers game.
Is that the pinnacle?
Well, I did Dodger Stadium.
You did it.
which was awesome.
For a Dodger game?
For a Dodger game, yeah, back in 2006, I think, is when I did that.
Oh,
so it's
that's
been
cool.
long before they were on another station and we were blocked from all access to the team.
Yeah, there's zero access that we have
No
to that team at
access
this point.
whatsoever.
But would this be the biggest moment in front of a Laker crowd?
yeah, it would be. It is.
It would supplant that.
It
right?
would supplant that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Partly-
We got to get this to happen.
Now, the weird thing about singing, I hope there's not tonight. I don't think it's big enough to have an echo, but the echo is the thing that would screw me up. like
So when you hear yourself coming back,
at Dodger Stadium, you had to wear
Like Fat
earbuds.
Joe at Yankee Stadium.
You had to wear earbuds so you could hear, like, the organist. I think at that time it was Nancy B. Heffley. You could hear it in real time as opposed to hearing it from the center field speakers. So it's very tricky. Now, tonight I think it should be easier. And what's really cool is we get to sit on the court afterwards. We get courtside seats.
oh, nice. It's going to be you and Juan.
Juan and my friend Shane and Morgan.
Oh, very cool. So
Yeah.
you get to watch Bronny in action.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was
Get
going to
to see
say,
Bronny.
courtside Bronny.
Very
Look at
cool.
that. So you got to come back tomorrow and give us a Bronny update.
I will
Let's see.
absolutely.
He's going to score 35 just for you.
I'm going to be scouting tonight. I'm going to be scouting.
Hey, have your phone out. Take notes the entire time.
No, that's a good plan. Good plan. Hey, I want to make sure that everybody knows that Friday we are going to be at Islands in Manhattan Beach for
fun.
a Wild Card Football Friday party as we get ready for the weekend of football. We'll be there starting at noon. Of course, Travis and DeMarco will be there early, 9 a.m., us noon to 3, and then Shadano and Cap will take over at 3. It is at Islands, Manhattan Beach, 3200 North Sepulveda Boulevard, and want to see everybody out there. Want our first big crowd of 2025.
Absolutely. Should be a really big crowd. And we have Kevin Demoff coming on the air at 12:30. He won't be in person, but he will be on with us at 12:30 on
Okay,
Friday.
good. Now-
Which, for a Wild Card weekend, perfect guy to have on.
Perfect, absolutely. And I guess I'm feeling like we're going to win that game. I feel like the
Yeah.
Rams are going to win that game on Monday. And I started to think about going to New Orleans last night.
Oh, you're moving
Do it.
that far in advance.
Do it.
Are
I
you
am-
really pushing yourself into the Super Bowl
I
already?
am going to manifest this.
Is this a secret? You're secreting it?
I'm secreting it. The Rams in the Super Bowl is certainly not impossible, and I feel like they are the proverbial team that nobody wants to play. By the way, I think the other team that nobody wants to play is San Diego. This is the Chargers.
San Diego.
I think they all want to play
San
the Chargers.
Diego, yeah.
They know what happens with the Chargers.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
state
think I think
Chargers
the
are favored.
Chargers are favored.
Yeah, that's fine.
On the
Chargers
road,
are
too.
road
Yeah.
favorites. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
I think they're a team that people don't want to play because of Harbaugh, and I think the Rams are somebody that nobody wants to play.
They are, but look at your path. So you get the Vikings, which I think is a very, very winnable game. Like we
Yes.
said yesterday, Sam Darnold is going to turn into a pumpkin.
Already beat him once.
Yeah, he doesn't scare you in any sense. But
No.
after that, you're probably playing the Lions, depending on if nothing.
And again, that's another team
Another
that I
winnable
thought, winnable game. We took them to overtime near the beginning of the year.
Sure, they are getting David Montgomery back for that divisional round, so that's a big part of their offense.
By the way, if you were the Lions, would you not just Jahmyr Gibbs the hell out of that thing?
He's
It's nice
so
that
good.
David Montgomery's back, but I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs has been tremendous.
He has, but when you have two of those guys that are really, really good, it's a little more scary because then you have so many different options to Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Right.
Jameson Williams. They just have weapons all over that offense. But let's say you get past that because
Okay,
their
so we
defense
beat
sucks.
we beat the Vikings, we beat the Lions, and we faced the Eagles in the
That's-
NFC Championship
and
game.
they absolutely boat raced the Rams earlier this season.
Oh, I know. The
It was-
Eagles are really good.
and-
Although there's some question about whether or not Jalen Hurts is even going to be able to play this week.
No,
he's not been
he's gonna
cleared
play.
from concussion protocol. I was watching Dan Graziano today on the Get Up. He says not cleared.
If he's not cleared, and if he doesn't play, that could change things. But I still think they can get away. Who's the backup for? Do you know?
It
Green
was
Bay.
Kenny Pickett, but then he got hurt.
Oh, right. He
Their
got
last
hurt
game.
too.
and then
Yeah.
wasn't it Marcus Mariota?
No, he's the Commanders.
If they do make it all the way to the finals,
Yeah, the
the NFC
Conference championship game.
championship, yeah, that's going to be impossible to win. Like almost impossible. That team.
What do
is
you
so-
mean it's
if
going to be
they- if-
impossible?
No, if the
That's
Eagles,
not true.
No, it's not. of
By the way,
course,
there's
it's
no
not
guarantee the
impossible.
Eagles will even be there.
Sure.
In fact, it could be Washington, it could be Green Bay, and then it would be a home game, the NFC Championship game.
If you,
It would be
so-
like the
so
San Francisco
everybody-
year.
So yeah, that's the other thing. You have to go to Detroit.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
we've been there.
tough,
This
tough
is
game.
our third trip there.
Yeah, and
we were
lost.
there, almost beat them. This year, overtime. I mean, it's a team. It's a game they can win.
It's not impossible, but that is one of the hardest routes that you can take to get to the Super Bowl. Having to go Vikings, Lions,
Oh, come on. You
Eagles.
you
That's so hard to run through.
beat somebody that's 14-3. Beat somebody that's 15-2. Yeah, it is
Right.
tough.
Like it's no big deal.
Exactly. I went ahead and made reservations for New Orleans.
You're crazy to it. You got your hotel.
Yes.
You got your tickets.
Yes.
I love New
Did you get the
Orleans.
tickets?
No.
Okay. I was
You
gonna
don't
say,
do the tickets part because the
no.
tickets part is expensive.
Now, you got the hotel? Is it refundable?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
As
It's
long as
like,
it's
it's like
refundable.
48-hour cancellation.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it's like so far in advance.
Yeah,
so you're good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, that's you have been throughout this entire year the only one at this station that said they still got a shot.
Yep, I did.
You nailed it. You called it.
I wanted to mention something. So Laura.
Oh, what did I do?
Laura's got a big fancy ring on.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's a big fancy
I mean,
ring.
it's a pretty ring.
Show it to the camera.
It's a big fancy ring. And apparently, when people first saw it, they thought, "Uh-oh."
Well, Greg, when he first saw it, he did the double take. He said,
Like,
"Wait, wrong
what's
hand,
that?
wrong hand."
Is it the wrong hand or the wrong finger?
I just moved it.
You moved it.
Yeah.
So it was on her right hand ring finger.
No, it wasn't on the ring finger.
It wasn't. On the ring...
right hand. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
when you had it on
yes.
the right hand, it was on the ring
Yeah,
finger.
because it fits there.
Yes, no, exactly. But what I saw from across the room was like,
Right.
hey, is that on your ring finger? It was just the wrong hand.
Yeah. So Laura.
I am supposed to wear it on this in the middle finger. I'm not gonna flip off the camera.
Right.
But
anyway.
it's a
Okay,
little,
it's fine.
it's a little bit.
What's
big,
interesting
so-
is Christian only missed it by one finger.
Missed it by that much.
One finger. Is this
Come
the
on,
year?
Christian.
No.
Is this the
that's
year,
like, That
Laura?
was Parker Bell's hot take for 2025, and I was like, I'm not in no rush.
Not in any rush.
No rush.
All right.
I'm fine.
Well, you never know. Never know.
You're fine, but this is the year.
All right, let's get this thing cranked up in the NFL. Is it okay to fire a head coach after just one season? That's what happened to Gerard Mayo. That's potentially what's going to happen with
Hope so.
with Antonio Pierce
Yep.
with the Raiders. We'll get to that coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Still throwing it down.
Backdoor cut to LeBron. ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you. Hey, it's D-Far, and the Waste Management Phoenix Open isn't just a golf tournament. It's the ultimate sports party, and Absolute Sport has your VIP tickets to all the action. Exclusive access to the rowdy 16th hole, luxury accommodations, the brand new 9 Lounge, your spot for gourmet food, premium drinks, a DJ, and top-notch views. Absolute Sport takes care of everything, so all you have to do is enjoy every single moment. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport and tee up an unforgettable time.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text LION to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text LION to 321-321. That's LION to 321-321.
Mason Bergman. Mason and Bergman.
Wow.
On 710 ESPN.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Yeah. Did we actually have big voice guy,
Yeah.
Mason and Bergman? It sounds
Legit.
like you are
Sounds great to me.
Going after Ireland.
No,
it sounds like you're trying to take Ireland out at the knees. It's Mason and Bergman.
Never. When Ireland comes on at 2 o'clock, like he's supposed to join us.
If we play that for him, he's
yes,
gonna be
I was
pissed.
going to say we need
mind.
to.
He'll be pissed.
But here's a number for you, Mace.
Yeah, a number.
170, 1, 28, 10.
That's more than one number.
here's
you
numbers.
said there's one
Numbers,
number.
fine.
Okay,
Add an
here's
S.
a group of numbers.
170 days, 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 3 seconds.
What happens then?
What happens then?
Then I walk out the door.
I'm like,
if
your contract.
If it takes until that day,
Yeah. You both walk out.
we
the door.
both walk.
This is Radio Michael fan has actually made a Mason and Ireland contract countdown clock that moves.
Yes. Oh, does it move?
It moves at 44, 43, 42,
Oh, wow.
41.
This is
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Radio Michael fan is so good.
So there is a moving clock for your contract. You and Ireland's contracts.
To the best of my knowledge, nobody said any conversations.
Oh, boy. And you will not have those conversations
Until the last
about
minute.
45 days out.
Exactly.
So if you have 170 days, wait another 120.
Yeah, there you go. So, all right. The New England Patriots blew out Gerard Mayo after 1 year.
They did.
There was a big push, I think, among Raiders fans to push Antonio Pierce out the door after 1 year. I think if you make a commitment to a coach, you have to give them more than a year to know if they'll actually coach, if they'll coach successfully. Who knows on Gerard Mayo after 1 year? I mean, he had first a backup quarterback, then a rookie quarterback, guide him through the season. Obviously, they didn't win a lot of games, but Drake May looked really good. I mean, there's a chance Drake May could be a really good top-end quarterback in this league. Why did Gerard Mayo deserve to be fired?
So I don't know enough about New England, but apparently it just wasn't working out for them. They just did not think that his play calling, his leadership in the locker room was just not what they were looking for from what the reports that I saw.
Now, you want Antonio Pierce gone after 1 year.
Correct. Because I don't think it should matter if it's 1 year or not. If you look at a guy and you see how he is coaching the team, how he's getting the players to buy in, and how they are looking on the field, you should not be guaranteed a second year.
How do you build something? It is not a 1 year deal to be a head coach. You are building something. All you complained about no quarterback with the Raiders. Well,
Ireland did. And
yeah,
they didn't
you
have
did,
one.
and they didn't have one.
They did not.
So is that Antonio Pierce's fault?
I think a lot of other things were Antonio Pierce's fault. The play calling. The game that really threw me over the edge with Antonio Pierce was against the Rams.
The Rams game, they were awful. I will completely acknowledge they were awful against the Rams.
Terrible. Aiden O'Connell went out early, and then Gardner Minshew came in because they were flip-flopping other quarterbacks, and they couldn't figure out who they wanted. And then they decided not to go for it when they were down on the 13-yard line, down 8 points.
Yep.
They kicked a field goal with a minute left. You don't
do
that.
I get it.
That's a bad.
That's a game management issue.
That's a coach that doesn't know what he's doing. So if you have a guy like that, you have to look at it and say, the guy just doesn't know what he's doing. Let's move on to somebody else.
Then why did you hire him in the first place?
Because
if this guy is a 1 year run, why would you have hired him?
Your favorite saying, the dead coach bounced from the year before. They won 3 of their last 4 games when he took
dead coach bounce after he took over.
After he took over, they won 3 of their last 4 games, knocked themselves out of a spot to get a quarterback last year. Did the same exact thing this year.
Yep.
So when that happened, they thought, okay, maybe he can push them forward to the next year. They found out he doesn't have any clue what he's doing.
Okay, so let me put this into terms that are personal. So when I first went on the radio, I was terrible. And I learned how to be a radio host. Why does this, and by the way, that happens in every profession.
Sure.
In every profession, you're starting out, you learn it, and you get better. Why does Antonio Pierce, why does Gerard Mayo, why aren't they afforded the same opportunity?
Let me ask you something. Where did you learn all of that?
WRQN.
And? WNEW.
WNEW.
And a couple other places.
Yeah, you just want me to say W a lot.
I do. I think it's very funny when you do it. But Antonio Pierce is getting that job as the Raiders head coach in the NFL. If you go to San Jose State, go to Appalachian State, go to a small school in college, learn, and then you can come up.
It's a little late now. The Raiders gave him the head coaching job. I mean,
sure.
like for example, that Mike Vrabel was sitting out there. Mike Vrabel's going to be maybe going back to New England or going to New England. There are spots for him around the league. He was sitting out there for the Raiders to take. They didn't. They put all their eggs in the Antonio Pierce basket, and now, after 1 year, they're like, it's over.
Yes, because
it's not officially over, but we anticipate it's
this
going to be over.
happens more often than not. You have a coordinator he's so great. He all of a sudden he gets that head coaching job and he just is bad.
But you don't think you have to learn to be a head coach the same way you need to learn to be a quarterback? All that stuff.
And if you're bad that first year, you get fired and you have to get picked up somewhere else. And most likely you'll go be a coordinator somewhere else, and then you get hired again as a head coaching job. Robert Saleh may end up being a head coach somewhere next year. Probably will be. But he was a head coach for the Niners. I think he went from a defensive coordinator to the head coach. Got fired. Went over to be another coordinator again, and now he's going to be a head coach again.
Sure,
that's just kind of how that goes.
But Saleh got a chance at that first
and
stop.
Pierce got a chance. And it was
1 year.
He's also still here. He hasn't been fired yet.
Yeah, I know, but 1 year.
Yesterday,
Gerard Mayo, it's ridiculous. 1 year and you're blowing him out. You were breaking in a rookie quarterback. It's a young team. Why would you blow Gerard Mayo out?
If Mike Vrabel ends up the head coach for the Patriots, that's the reason.
If you
had a guy behind him that they wanted.
If you don't have enough conviction to take a head coach for season 2, why the hell did you hire him? Why did you hire Gerard Mayo? Why did you hire Antonio Pierce? You could have gone anywhere, and then you're giving him a super short leash and saying, you better win in year 1 or it's over. I mean, Gerard Mayo was supposed to win with Drake May straight out of the draft, or you're asking Antonio Pierce to win with Aiden O'Connell as the quarterback. I mean, those are really tough challenges.
Again, I don't know enough about New England's whole situation to understand why Gerard Mayo was knocked out. But
apparently, we got some breaking news. Laura?
Yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders have fired head coach Antonio Pierce after 1 season, per Adam Schefter.
Look at that. As we're talking
Did that literally just happen?
7 seconds ago, ESPN reported it.
Yeah, see,
that's
is the thing.
amazing.
We are so timely on the show. We are so timely.
Oh, that makes me so
happy. A minute ago, Adam Schefter put it out.
There you go. Antonio Pierce.
Wonderful. Give me Mike Vrabel. See, this is what you want. Because if you know who you're going to go get, Ireland says it all the time. If you have somebody that you want, if you know who you're going to get, sure, do it. Antonio Pierce proved he had no clue how to run a team. And Max Crosby, by the way, the best player on that team, is looking to get out of Vegas.
Okay, but he was the same guy who wanted Antonio Pierce as the head coach. Again, it's so friggin' fickle.
It is fickle. But if he would have just lost those last 2 games and got the #1 overall pick, and we could have gotten Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, maybe he would have been able to stay a little bit longer. But he decided that no, we're going to win a couple games because I'm going to show who I am.
Yeah, that's damn it, you
garbage.
Antonio, you won some games. We want to get rid of you,
which is so
and you're
sad.
out.
Think about that. You're complaining that he won games.
He won games. Well, he lost 10 in a row leading up to that. At that point, you have to lose the rest of the games.
But you want him fired because he won games.
Yeah, well, he won 2 games at the end of the season.
You wanted him to
knocked him to the 6th seed.
Right? Damn you, Antonio!
They're
Stop
now the
winning
6th
games.
Spot. No, that's this. I hate saying that I want the Raiders to lose. This is the weirdest thing ever. By the way, they play the Chargers. I almost cheered when the Chargers scored to take the lead on Sunday.
Really?
That was how bad this has gotten.
That had to hurt you too.
Oh no, I didn't do it. I couldn't. And like in my heart, I couldn't do it. But I was close. I was close. I'm so happy he's gone.
Okay, so here are some of the names.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel.
Yes, that's my tier 1 top pick.
Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores, who's got experience.
He does have experience.
Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, who I think could be the hottest name on the market.
If you get Ben Johnson, I really like that idea. The hot shot offensive head coach, just like McVay was in Washington. That makes sense to me.
That does make sense. Those are some of the guys. Vrabel, Cliff Kingsbury.
I could be talked into it. I don't know. That seems too Raidery.
That does seem Raidery.
Yeah, I would kind of stay away from that. Stay away from the Raidery things. Become an actual franchise.
So wait a minute. So you don't like the Chargery stuff, and you want the Raidery? You say the Chargers always doing something Chargery. the Raiders do something Raidery, right?
Well, the chargery thing is they're losing games that they shouldn't by kicking field goals and missing or double doinking or Nate Cating it. So that's
it.
That's the chargering.
Yeah. All right, we're going to spin the wheel of questions coming up. Ireland's going to join us a little bit later on. He is in Dallas, where the Lakers are going to take on the Mavericks without Luka and without Kyrie. And could we see another head coach get traded? There's smoke out there, and it could affect the Rams on Wildcard weekend. The wheel is next. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after Greenie.
I don't think I've told you. I used to be in a bowling league.
You can bowl too.
I a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not a good bowler, but I'm not a terrible bowler.
You're like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
How do you get down there?
I was okay. I was in the bowling league when I was in my 20s, so this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I have my own ball. Okay?
Nice.
Okay. And I'm okay, or at least I used to be okay. We go bowling. It's me and my 3 children, my wife, and Bobby's girlfriend, Sarah. Okay? So there's 6 of us. And we got the 3 women on one lane, and we got the 3 boys on the second lane. We're right next to each other. So they're competing, we're competing. Bobby won 2 of the 3 in the men's division.
He beat you.
And Michael won the other one.
You got smoked?
I got skunked, DeMarco.
Well done, Dad.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Time out. Your body goals don't have an off season. GNC is ready to help you get a stronger start on the new year with help building more muscle and proven weight loss support. Need a boost? We're ready with GNC vitamins for your longest winter days. Want the best energy drinks? They're at GNC. Never tried creatine before? Get ready to be amazed. GNC coaches are ready to help you in stores everywhere, and you can shop our full collection of flavors and online exclusives at GNC.com. GNC, live well.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
That was a little early. Okay. We'll take it. I'm actually surprised the wheel landed here, but I can see why.
Yep.
Our devices are always listening.
Yep.
And based on what the conversation you guys had with Morales yesterday, I feel like this is why it's coming into play. If you could introduce one new office tradition, what would it be?
A new office tradition.
Tradition?
A new office tradition.
I think Chris would
Everybody should get coffee from Greg's office.
I was actually going to say that.
Really?
Were you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
Bergman got his own coffee machine in his office. He's so excited. What is it? A Keurig? Is it an
it's not a
espresso?
Keurig.
What is it?
I forget what the name
Yeah.
is.
And why do you need your own coffee machine in your office?
It's one of the old school pot coffees. So like this is a
It's like
big
a
old
Mr.
machine
Coffee.
that can get mochas and vanilla lattes and all
Sounds
those kind
better
of things.
than just a...
Sure. I like the old school black coffee. And so does Travis, and so does DeMarco. And by the way, so does Jorge. So they all come into my office every morning and get coffee.
Do they really?
Yes.
It's like a little coffee.
It's Yes, I have a coffee shop.
Bergie's
in
Coffee
my office
Shop.
Now.
Yeah.
Bergie's Coffee Shop.
It's
I love that.
like Illy over
Yes.
at Greg's office.
I don't no longer have to go to Illy. Illy
Yes.
comes to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not spending the money at Illy
Exactly.
either.
Office traditions. How about Brian? Do you have any ideas on office tradition? It's an interesting
tradition.
That's an interesting
concept.
one. How about like an employee of the month where you get taken out to
employee of the
dinner or
month.
something? you know?
Employee
I like
of
that
the
option.
month
Oh,
is
that's actually pretty
great.
cool.
That's something that we can actually implement, but how do we choose who's the employee of the month?
We have a
First month we pick
democratic
Brian.
vote.
Democratic vote.
First
What
round,
is it?
we picked Brian.
No, we just have a vote. Who's the employee of the month? Everybody writes down a name. Whoever wins.
So everybody that is in content writes a name down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And whoever that person is for that month, I take out to dinner.
Correct.
Do you know
On the
everybody
company
who
card.
works?
I have a company card.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Perfect.
look at you.
Yeah.
But I want to know.
I was told last time Justin was in town, I can use said company card.
Oh, nice.
Please use it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Use it more often.
Let's actually. I want to do that.
I
That's a
want to
really
know,
good
does
idea. I like
Mace
that,
know everybody in content? Does he know everybody's
I
name?
believe I do. There are some new folks that have just onboarded here.
So
No.
there's one I'm sure you'd have no idea because he just does Kings.
Oh, that's true. I know who that is.
Yeah. No way you know him. Do you know
I know
Jeff?
everybody.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff Schlockley.
No.
Lockley.
Is that his name? Did I
No.
mispronounce it?
Cabot.
Oh, Cabot.
Yeah, just
I
by
did-
a little
I
bit.
did
Just by a
mispronounce
little bit.
it. Did mispronounce
You
it.
totally did.
I know most people over there. I know Ireland says I know nobody.
There's
I do know most people.
Well,
Well,
they,
that's
they
the
just
sales
hired a
side.
whole bunch of people.
I
on the
know. I
sales
keep
side.
getting emails.
But I'm talking
This
about
person just-
content side, like just like our
Oh,
content.
our side?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like, do you know all the people in social now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
think
new
you do.
guy,
Who's
Jonathan,
over there
right?
now?
Yeah, Jonathan Martin.
Yeah.
I don't know Jonathan Martin.
He just got hired.
Yep.
Okay, so it's okay now. I know Anthony. I know.
Yeah, Anthony's back there right
Anthony's
now. I
back
think.
there. I know Par. I mean, I think I'm pretty
I
good.
think
with-
Lucas is back there.
Yeah,
So-
I try. There's a. I always, if you can remember people's names, and I'm not good at it at all. But if you can remember people's names, it really impresses the other person. Like, for example, one time when I was doing the CBS show with Tom Snyder, we had David Hasselhoff on. And David Hasselhoff, my mom was visiting, my dad was visiting, boyfriend at the time was visiting. They're all in the studio along with the people that work on the show. So Hasselhoff is introduced to everybody.
The Hoff.
Yeah. And then he comes on, he does the interview. After the interview, he said goodbye to each person, saying their name back to them. Great to meet you, Donna. Great to meet you, Steve. Great to meet you, Bill.
Wow.
Remembered every single name. It was so impressive. I cannot believe that's the same guy who ate a hamburger off the floor.
That was so ridiculous. And by the way, you talked about Jonathan Martin the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him for the first, or maybe the second time the other day. And I go, hey, what's your name? I'm Greg. And he says, Jonathan Martin. I said, oh, very nice to meet you. Walked back into the studio. Fully forgot the name.
Yo, you
Oh,
totally
really?
Totally forgot the name. Had no idea who he
So
was.
I'm really.
I had to go back in and tell him, like, hey, I'm sorry. I forgot your name already.
Aw. But now you know.
Now I know it.
Jonathan.
It's in there
When we
forever.
first got the Rams contract, Eric Dickerson came by the station.
Oh, I remember that.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
So Eric, and I think we were talking about working. I think he worked a deal with the other station, but we were and I walked up to him. I said, "Steve Mason, nice to meet you." And I expected his name because I didn't.
You didn't know it was Eric
I
Dickerson?
didn't know it was Eric. I'm
Oh,
like,
I thought it was something else.
oh no, Steve Mason, nice to meet you. Eric, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh yeah, no, of course. I watched you run for 2,000 yards. And I
You know
don't
who
remember.
also remembers everybody's name?
Hmm.
And I know because I was an intern back in the day. Big Boy. He
Oh,
knows
really?
Really?
He will know everybody. Like when he would come, he's like, "Hi, Laura. Hi, Laura." Like,
Nice.
Even the interns, like he would know everybody's name.
Do you have like a way to remember
Yes,
people's names?
mnemonic devices.
It hasn't worked so far, right?
No, it did. Like, for example, there's a trainer at the gym whose name is Jenny. And every time I meet her, it goes through my head, Jenny Craig, Jenny Craig, Jenny Craig. That's Jenny. So I have, now she's, by the way, she doesn't need Jenny Craig.
So why? Just because of the name?
Just because
Okay.
it's
You could've gone
right
Jenny
and it's
O,
stuck in
you
my
could've
head.
gone-
Yeah. No, so Jenny doesn't need to go to Jenny Craig, but that's how I remember
The
her
only
name.
way I can do it is if I introduce myself, they tell me what it is. If I forget, I bring somebody else over. Hey, have you met Steve Mason before? And then
Right.
that's the only way I.
The way
Association.
at parties, you know what I do is I tell Juan, introduce yourself, so I will know the other person's name.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
One introduces himself, and the person says their name back, and then, oh, I know who you are. Yes, and I remember the name.
There was one time I was living at an apartment complex in Calabasas when I was probably about, 26, 27 years old. And I had a neighbor across the way, and I was living there for a year. The first day we introduced himself. His name was JR. Mine was Greg. I forgot it the very next second.
Really?
For an entire year. Hey, buddy. What's up, pal?
Right.
How are
It's
you?
terrible
really
when you
good to
don't
see
remember, and they expect you to remember.
And he always says, "Hey, Greg, what's going on? How are you? Hey, Greg." I'm like, I have no clue what this guy's name, and I couldn't do that anymore. It got too long.
So what did you do?
I just found out I had to ask somebody else and be like, "Hey, what's that guy's name over there?" Because I can't ask him anymore.
No, you cannot ask him.
You would look like such a
I was done.
bleep hole. Yeah.
So a year of not knowing
That's
this guy's
wild.
name is awful.
All right, Lar, good question. All right, now, by the way, the other thing with Employee of the Month, we have that big digital board on that side of LA Live. We should put the Employee of the Month on the digital board, which
Sam
is
Pines on it.
gigantic, facing crypto.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
Brian Cohen's face.
Come on now.
Looking at
Cohen's
crypto
face.
arena.
Exactly.
Just married. You put it up there too.
See, that he would have been Employee Month last month. Then.
Yeah. All right, I want to ask you guys about, you were talking about Antonio Pierce, by the way, got fired by the Raiders. Gerard Mayo's out with New England, fired the other day. Here's an interesting head coaching candidate. He's coming to town on Monday. Kevin O'Connell. There are reports that, and he has denied them, he's owed a big contract because obviously they've been tremendous. But like Sean Payton, you could potentially trade for Kevin O'Connell. Now, would you, as a Raiders fan, be willing to give up draft picks for Kevin O'Connell?
Absolutely. The coach is the first thing that you need. Look at what happened with the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh got there, and they're all of a sudden winning 11 games. I would trade a lot to get Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a fantastic coach, and it works what he's doing.
Look what he did with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, why would you leave Minnesota, by the way? Just because it's cold, or because they were fighting for the number one overall seed?
I think this is the scenario. We don't want to pay $10 million a year for a coach, so we'll trade him.
Right.
That would be the way it would go down. Now, I don't think it's going to, because he's denied it. And maybe it's a negotiating ploy, like, oh, I could get traded, and he's just wants that contract from Minnesota. But I think it's an interesting play out there. Somebody could trade for Kevin O'Connell.
I mean, he's a fantastic coach. He's really proven what he can do after coming from Sean McVay. But again, I don't see why he would leave when he has a situation where he has Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold's either going to leave. You have J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy, right.
You have the heir apparent there still. You have all of the receivers, Hawkinson and Jefferson and Addison.
Yep.
And you have a good back in Aaron Jones. You have a lot of stuff there.
Right.
So I don't see why you would want to leave that situation. And I get the money, but
It's if Minnesota doesn't want to pay him.
you have to think that Minnesota
By the way,
wants to pay.
what about Mike McCarthy in Chicago? The Bears
want him?
have asked for the opportunity, permission to talk to Mike McCarthy. You know what? You can bag on it, but I think it makes sense.
I can kind of see it. Did you hear what Jerry Jones said about it, by the way?
No.
He
said, if you don't want to be here, we don't want you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sure.
He doesn't have a contract. He's allowed to look around.
Yeah. Also, they asked for it, and the Cowboys haven't actually answered them yet.
Are you sure?
They have not, as of this morning. Adam Schefter said there has been no response from the Cowboys allowing
about
him
permission
to go talk. Yeah.
Oh,
after the
interesting.
14th, I believe he can just do it.
See, I think especially with the Bears, stability.
Right.
He brings stability. You can keep him there for years, right? And he did it in Green Bay. He did it in Dallas. I mean, this year obviously went wrong for him. But to me, he would make sense as a head coach for the Bears.
He would. Wasn't there a report about Pete Carroll going to Chicago?
Pete Carroll.
That would make a ton of sense. You don't get the stability you're talking about,
right?
But that's a good head coach for
very
Caleb,
good head
too,
coach. Yeah,
that could really coach him up.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Hey, want to let you know that on tap today here at 710 ESPN. Thank you to our friends at Michelob Ultra. Lakers basketball is back. They play Dallas on the road. Coverage starts at 3. You can hear the game on 710 AM and in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. By the way, Chris Morales texted. We were talking about how big voice guy said Mason and Bergman. He says that if that plays while John is here, he may quit on the spot.
I do think he'll quit on the spot. It'll be close.
It will be close.
He's not going to like that at all.
All right, sports graffiti time. So there is a lot going on. NFL playoffs, Lakers in action. We'll talk about some of the trade rumors that are floating around as they maybe look at another big move after acquiring Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. We'll open the phones right now. Anything you got, 15, 20 seconds. 877-710-ESPN. Dodgers trade Gavin Lux yesterday. He's on his way to Cincinnati. Maybe you got a reaction to that. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Team at Avner Gat knows exactly how to handle your claim. You also have some Avner Gat adjusters with experience in handling hazardous materials, where asbestos and lead testing was their profession. Some of them used to work at law firms handling bad faith claims. Trust me, they know how to deal with any insurance claim dispute. Avner Gat covers all of Southern California with a real passion for helping people, which becomes all the more obvious when you realize Avner and his family are still the ones answering the phones. So whatever unfortunate occurrence led you to the insurance claim and subsequent abusive relationship, being lowballed, ignored, judged, know that Avner has your back. And if somehow I still haven't convinced you, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. Call today, 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256 and online at avnergat.com.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station. Mason Bergman. Mason and Bergman.
Wow.
On 710 ESPN.
The wah-wah is good, though.
It is good, but I'm telling you, the Mason and Bergman thing is going to set somebody off.
What about this? Let's compromise a little. What about Mason, Ireland, and Bergman? No, still no.
He's on no.
It's still a non.
The show is Mason and Ireland.
Right. It's not. It's non-starter.
It's a non-starter.
Mason, Ireland, Bergman, Cohen, Romo.
You had too many names.
Too many names.
It's a law firm. That's a law firm.
Cohen's
long.
all into it.
Wow, I'm out of here.
You're done.
Too many.
All right,
Quite
so
quitting over there.
The phones are open. Apparently, we're having some problems with the phones. Go figure.
little
Happens sometimes. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. I'm nervous because tonight is the night. I sing the national anthem.
I know. I'm excited for you.
The South Bay Lakers game.
You're
And
gonna
we
kill
are
it.
we are playing. Do you know who we are playing?
South Bay. I can find. I can find out for you.
I'm
if you'd
calling
like.
us we already. We are playing.
You're a big South Bay fan.
Yeah. I'm excited because we get courtside seats, which is
Delaware.
cool.
You're playing Delaware.
Oh, Delaware,
of
yeah,
course,
the
the Delaware Dragons.
The Blue Hens. Oh,
Shout out to Carlo, by the way. I don't know why he knew that.
I think.
college is the Blue Hens.
Yeah,
the
college is
Delaware
the
Blue Hens. Yeah.
It's the Delaware Dragons, right?
Yeah, and my voice is not good. I'm drinking one of these medicine bombs from Starbucks.
Medicine
but
balls, yes.
Medicine bomb?
Ball.
Ball.
B-A-L-L.
It looks like the G League team is named like the Blue Coats.
The Blue Coats.
Delaware Blue Coats.
Okay. Down go the Blue Coats. Let's roll. All right, your calls, 877-710-ESPN. Jason, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Jason.
Quick tip, Mace. As a former singer, you have to take honey and lemon to really soothe your throat. So prepare yourself for that.
Now,
and, when it comes, excuse me?
Yeah, I was going to say, where did you do your singing?
I used to be in a band.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Like a rock
and
band?
when it comes to the Raiders and the Vikings, I like where you guys are at, but we got to think more. If we're going to trade for Kevin O'Connell, why not throw in a QB? We have the capital to, try to trade for McCarthy. And if they think he's the quarterback of the future, we have cap space. So why not throw all that money at Sam Darnold? Have a good day.
That's interesting.
So the Sam Darnold thing is interesting to me too, because he's this Sam Darnold in Minnesota because of all the weapons and the offensive line, and he's playing well because of that. I don't think he's that guy in Vegas. They don't have the offensive line. They don't have the weapons.
He can throw all day to Brock Bowers.
But that's one guy.
Yeah, but I
He's
mean,
got
that's
like 7.
That's up
in
to the
Minnesota.
Raiders to find. I mean, ultimately, that package does make sense. I mean,
sure.
Kevin O'Connell gets traded to the Raiders, and his quarterback winds up being Sam Darnold, who signs as a free agent. You don't want a piece of that?
No, I would love that. If you bring Kevin O'Connell with Sam Darnold to continue working with him, absolutely do that. And by the way, Tom Brady is going to have a massive say in all of this. That's what they're saying. Mike Vrabel's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, not at all.
They have a connection.
All right, 877-710-ESPN. Let's go to Portia. Our friend Portia, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Hi, Portia.
Afternoon. I just want to say, Steve Mace, I would love to meet you, and I'm looking forward to going to the Lakers game on the 23rd and looking forward to meeting John Arlen, and I want you back on my podcast this year.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Just let us know. Thank you very much. I'm supposed to go to the Lakers on Saturday.
I'm going this Saturday.
Are you going this Saturday?
Are you going into the suite?
Yeah, I'm going to the suite.
Oh, nice. Where are you going for?
One of our partners is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going, because my friend is a partner, and he's going.
Is it the same partner?
Cavani?
No.
Yeah.
Sleeper picks.
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Let's go to Jesse. Jesse, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Jesse.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year to you all.
You
Good
too.
Afternoon.
I wanted to ask you, because on the Twitter for MLB.com, they projected for the next 10 NBA Major League Baseball championships, and they only projected the Dodgers to win 2 out of the next 10. We have a Ohtani dynasty going on. We should be able to win more than that, right?
Okay. Next 10 years, the Dodgers win the World Series twice. Is that a success?
Absolutely.
Huge
That's
success.
amazing.
If you
3
tell
in
me
10
I get
years?
2 more World Series, I'm like, yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll
All
take
in.
it.
And
all day.
by the way, I see it here. So they think that the Dodgers are going to win the next World Series. So,
So,
in 2025, they're going to go
2025.
back to back, which
Yep.
hasn't happened since the Yankees.
Yankees, right.
And then it's going to be the Mets in 26, Phillies in 27, Orioles 28, 29 is the Yankees, Detroit, Boston, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Cubs. And then 2032 is when the Dodgers win again.
I think that is total garbage. How did they know who's going to win the World Series in 10 years?
I like that they have Pittsburgh in there. Why? Because Paul Skeens is there?
Yeah,
I mean, that's not
seriously.
funny.
Seriously. I mean, that's just random. Let's go to Cash. Cash, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Cash.
All right, now when you go and sing tonight, whatever you do, don't sing about the Purple Mountains majesties across the fruited plain.
You're mixing me up, Cash.
No, that's exactly. Nice job.
You
keep
are
going.
mixing
No,
me
keep
up.
going, Cash.
Yeah, no,
keep
it's
going.
that
Don't
really
be that guy.
No, I don't want you
Literally
to screw up.
going
It's a
to
different
sleep
song?
last night. I went, yeah, that's America the Beautiful. So literally
Brian,
last
it's
night,
fine.
it's running through my head over and over again to make sure I get the words.
Do you know why it has question marks at the end? Majesty?
Oh yeah, that's true. There are question marks in the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah,
I've
don't
never
know.
understood
I don't
it.
get it. It's a question whether there's purple mountains.
Well, that's the other
Yeah,
song. That's the
now
other
I'm-
song.
now
Now you're
I'm-
screwed
now
up.
I'm all screwed
Let's go to Alejandro. Alejandro, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, Steve. Hey, guys. I just want to chat about the AP firing. Huge Raiders fan and disappointed to be going through another head coach, but bottom line, AP was a terrible game manager. Didn't know how to manage the clock. Didn't know how to trust his gut. And what did he do well? He didn't call plays on offense or defense. Really need someone in there that's going to change the culture. And I'm tired of these new coaches. I want to win. I'm tired of losing to the Chiefs every year.
Yep.
That's
I
all
hear
I'm
you,
saying,
man.
Go Raiders.
Thank you, Alejandro. So,
Agreed.
Richard Deitch, who's a
Great writer.
really
Great
good
writer.
writer. I think, is that Sports Illustrated as Richard Deitch,
I think he was at one point, but I don't think he writes
I don't know if
anymore.
he's on his own Substack or whatever.
That's all AI over there.
He came out and said that his take is that Tom Brady is one and done in the broadcast booth.
I think so too. You've been talking about it for a while.
I first of all, I think he's a totally acceptable broadcaster, but I think you want something better than acceptable.
Right.
Like, he's fine. Fine is what he is.
Okay, so why is that different than an NFL head coach, first-time NFL head coach?
Because Tom Brady had a 10-year contract and was going to learn how to become a good color analyst
But you're
over the
getting
course
rid
of
him
a
after
decade.
year. But you're getting rid of him
He's
after a year.
getting out of there after a year.
He just looked at it and said, "This is too much for me."
He owns part of the Raiders, and Mark Davis wants him in a controlling position.
Look, I agree with him. I think that's the right move for him, especially if he's going to be having say over what's happening with the Raiders in a lot of senses.
Yep.
The head coach and personnel decisions. He should not be in the booth. He's also not very good.
He's fine.
He is who he is.
That is the official review. How's Tom Brady in the booth? Fine.
I don't even pay attention to him.
He's no Greg Olson.
Greg Olson's great.
Greg Olson will be back at. By the way, Greg Olson went from $10 million to $3 million when Tom Brady took over.
Did he lose $7
Lost
million?
$7 million. Now he should get that money back.
He better.
Now, if Tom Brady does step away.
Well, he has some negotiating power now, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you say, look, I took that less money so they can give Brady. Brady's gone. I want more.
I want more, exactly.
I want more.
And he deserves it. One more. Let's go to Jeremy. Jeremy, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey guys, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just wanted to say I heard Greg talking about he was leaving the car warmed up while he was working until he got off. I'm a tow truck operator and I always have a lot of crazy stories, but I had a customer one time drive from LA to San Bernardino, and then when he got to San Bernardino, he stopped to eat, and when he came back to his car, he realized he didn't have his keys with him, so I had to tow his car to a hotel.
Oh, really? Because he totally lost the keys?
No. Well, you know, it's push button, so I'm guessing the remote was like close enough to the car.
Right. Right.
Start the vehicle, but then obviously once he stops, he was crap out of luck with no keys. So,
yep.
Yeah, just
all right.
that he drove all the way 2 hours with no keys,
Sure.
and then stopped, and then boom.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah.
Such a dumb.
That
dumb
was
move.
That was dumb.
I don't understand the caller. Did you guys
So he left he got into the car,
Uh-huh.
push button with the keys.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that didn't
Okay, good.
understand.
I was like, wait,
So,
what?
He had keys. He probably dropped them in his pocket or something like that. Dropped on the floor. Got into the car, turned it on because it was a push button.
Yeah.
And he drove.
No,
right?
but
the
then
keys
it'll
left behind. And then he got there and he didn't have keys
didn't
to
have the
lock
keys.
it.
Wait, but my car will start saying, like, yo, you don't have your key. You don't have your key.
But
like,
this is a good question. So if, let's say I leave the car running, which I've done in front of my house when I'm loading luggage or whatever, and the car is on, but I have the key in my pocket. Can
That-
somebody steal that car and it operates successfully without the key?
I think it will drive
A
but
little
then
bit,
he
though.
stops.
It'll never start again
He's
for
not
him.
starting up again. Yeah.
But I don't think because he said he drove from LA to San Bernardino. That's a long distance.
a long
stuff.
ass
2
haul.
hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So it probably had a little key logo at the top of the dash.
Yeah.
But that's about it. But you can drive.
But like 2 hours? That's
You
wild.
can drive.
All right, so I wanted to hit one. We were talking about driving here. I find this to be amazing. So have you taken a Waymo yet? One of the
Not yet, but I
driverless
will.
cars? They're great. I actually now I use Waymo over Uber and Lyft.
Exclusively?
Exclusively.
Wow.
I have the app.
No,
it's
gracias.
cheaper.
Is it really?
It's
If you don't have to tip.
cheaper.
It's probably a little bit safer
It's
too.
but the fare is cheaper and you don't have to tip.
But are they everywhere? Like if I'm in Valley Village, will
Everywhere.
they come there?
I mean I believe so. Yeah.
I think they will.
I think they will.
They probably drive safer too, because I get into some Ubers and it's just they're driving crazy, going through different things.
Yes.
What if you get stuck though?
That's what I saw in the news last night.
Oh,
I
the
saw
guy
it on
in the
Channel 11, the guy
the
that
airport?
kept going around in
Yeah.
circles.
Circle the airport.
Locked in,
What are you
too.
supposed to do in that situation?
He was like so mad. He's like, it kept going in circles, in circles.
I mean,
but like you can't get out of the car. You can't tell the
Yeah, I know,
operator,
but-
"Hey, stop."
But listen, they have been operating all over town for 6 months, and this is the first one that I've heard got into trouble.
Oh, there's been a
No.
lot of stories.
No.
I told you,
no.
I've
Really?
been in
I've
back
seen
of
multiple-
Waymos, and they just won't move. They just sit there, or people purposely stand in front of them. They can't go past them, so they're just chilling.
Well, I've got some
causing
interesting
traffic.
news for you because both Uber and Lyft will be deploying driverless taxis this year.
Wow.
Now, one of the things I don't understand is there are a lot of Uber drivers, a lot of Lyft drivers out there, and do they realize that they are potentially going to be replaced by robots?
They're going to be replaced by robots if this keeps up like that.
But Uber, the whole thing was,
It
quality,
was.
a great job, flexible, all the stuff that goes along with being an Uber or Lyft driver, and all of a sudden you're going to get replaced by a computer.
Yeah, and it's upsetting too because that's just another job that is being taken away by AI. Essentially, it's the way that everything is going, and you guys talk about it here all the time. You in Ireland. Eventually, radio is going to go that way. I can't see it happening. But
I can't either. I don't think I'm replaceable.
No, of course not. You definitely are not replaceable.
I am not replaceable.
You are one of a kind. That's
yes,
for sure.
that is for sure.
But like I've seen different Waymos. They go and they go head to head with each other and just stop and go.
Wait a minute, you've physically seen this
there's
with your own
video,
eyes?
No, well, eyes on the video. That's about it.
Yeah.
I saw a Waymo here on what used to be Chick Hearn stop at a left-hand turn and not go through 3 different left turns because it didn't know when to go.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Like they stop.
Can
and
I just
because
say I've had
don't go.
absolutely no negative experiences with Waymo, and I have been using it pretty consistently for the last 3 months.
I have a question for you. Does
Yeah.
it take a longer, versus an Uber driver? So, let's say that the fare should take whatever, 10 minutes, but it actually takes you double because it's a Waymo versus an Uber driver.
No, you know the fare when you jump in.
Well, no, I mean not money wise, but time wise, right? Because I know Drea, she listens a lot to the show, and she put that she took a Waymo for the first time, and it was supposed to take her X amount of time, and it would have with an Uber driver, but with Waymo it took her double the time.
Yeah, I know. I've not had that experience.
I mean, it depends on traffic. There's so many things.
Yeah,
that
I
can
mean, there are a
go
lot
on
of things
there.
that go into that. I think everybody should try it.
I
I
would
put
try
my
it.
mom and not stepdad Leo in one.
Were they weirded out?
No, they loved it.
Really?
They thought this is the coolest thing.
You could just talk and say whatever you want.
Yeah, and
They
you,
listen.
there's-
and-
You,
There's
can, you
cameras in there,
control
right?
the music. You can set whatever music you want up. It's actually I think the Waymos are amazing. And now we're gonna get Uber and Lyft.
It's too bad.
Autonomous
I
taxis.
had to actually drive Uber for a little while just to make a little
Did
bit
you?
extra money while working
How
here.
long ago?
Probably about 5 or 6 years
5 or
ago.
6 years
While I was working with you.
Really?
I just didn't make enough money.
Really?
And so I was
So
doing...
you drove at night?
Yeah, I drove at night. And I drove till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I did. And a lot of times you have to be somebody that's playing the right music, being personable. If they don't want to talk to you, you don't talk to them. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it that really helps you in Uber. It's too bad because people use that as their form of income.
Form or extra, I also did Uber and Lyft, not Uber and Lyft, Uber and DoorDash after I stopped working at Apple Music because I was like, I need extra cash, and I started doing that. But now, they've changed a lot of the incentives. Before, you could hit incentives. Now you can't. So people are not making as much, so they're driving longer. So that sucks,
Yep. And they may be replaced by computers.
Robots.
Yeah.
That's
All
too
right,
bad.
coming up next for you. Matthew Stafford is going to great lengths to be healthy for Monday night. I got that. Great lengths.
Oh,
I've
boy.
got that coming up for you next. In the meantime, I love sleeper picks. I was just trying to figure out, Brian, did you have anything for tonight?
Yeah, I was just looking. I got a little Dallas Laker play. Klay Thompson, more than 2 threes. Austin Reeves, he's been on the assist machine, so more than
He
7
has, yeah.
7 assists. And LeBron, more than 23 for a little 5.5 times my money. So
5.5 times the money. That's what it's all about, man. So I played a lot during the holidays. Played a ton. And the fun thing to do for me is you take more than, less than for a game you're actually watching, because then you're right on the edge. You got a little action. You can download the Sleeper app today. Pick more or less on 2 players' projected stats and points and rebounds and assists and all that stuff. If you're right, you win up to 100 times your cash. And for a limited time, Sleeper's got a special deal. New users Just have to play $5, and you get $55 in free entries. Download the Sleeper app today. Use code 710. You get $55 in free entries when you play $5. That is code 710. Try out Sleeper apps. It's the better way to play daily fantasy. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
I got pretty fat over the break.
You got fat?
Yeah.
What do you mean you got fat over the break?
Fatter.
What do you mean?
You know I do my weigh-ins.
You gained weight over the break.
It's the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
What was the biggest culprit?
Yeah. Alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alcohol.
That happens. It's Trav and D-Far.
Back tomorrow morning after Greeny on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. When you get into an auto collision and damage your vehicle, there's only one spot for you to call. That's my guy Leo at Active Collision. Experienced paint and body technicians will make your car look like it's brand new. You get a free estimate when you call 626-330-0100. They work with all insurance companies. Mention 710 and you get 50% off your insurance deductible. Call 626-330-0100, 626-330-0100, or visit activecollisionrepair.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and if you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Let me say it again. It's real simple. If you're ready to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Everybody has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and they're ready to move. Some have inherited property, and you know what? They don't want to have that property. They want to get rid of it. Or maybe you're just ready for a change in your life. Whatever your reason is for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make you a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed, and they can close in days. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and the most stress-free way to sell your home. No complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they've got all the reviews to prove it. So call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
And it is Mason in Ireland, your Tuesday afternoon. On the YouTube chat, this fine fellow, he looks like he's got it all together. Jeff Zuniga in the YouTube chat at ESPN Los Angeles seems obsessed with Greg Bergman. And why Greg's on the air? Well, as the president and founding member, and maybe only member of the Greg Bergman fan club, my vote, which does seem to matter, is more Bergman. That's why I proudly say more of Mason, Ireland, and Bergman right now on 710.
It's got a nice ring to
I'll
it.
tell you, you are going to piss off Ireland to no end.
The question is, does it piss you off?
I don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, my name is still first. I don't
Yeah,
care.
as long as my
That's all
name's
that matters.
first, I don't.
Think about it this way. You get $1 more than Ireland. You get a ton more than
No,
me.
he gets $1 more
he gets
than
one
me,
more.
and I get my name first.
That's right. That's right. You
Yeah.
both get a ton more than me. So it's just a name at the end.
It
Don't worry
is
about
just
it.
it's
a
just
name
like
at the
our
end.
chippy little pal, Bergman.
Yeah. Oh, is that where you want to go?
That's where I'm going.
Like Gavin Lux for the Dodgers.
Chippy little pal.
Yeah.
On his way to
Wow, you
Cincinnati.
guys are in sync and everything.
So here's the deal with Matthew Stafford. Of course, the game is Monday against the Vikings. They're 2.5-point dogs at SoFi Stadium. And the flu has broken out at Matthew Stafford's house.
Uh-oh.
Kelly has it, and the kids all have it. In the latest episode of her podcast, she talked about her kids, high fever, flu. Matthew is isolating himself from his wife and kids. She says he won't come close to me, which I completely understand, as that might also be a thing this week leading up to his playoff game. All the kids have the flu. Isolate him. I don't think we should be in this house with him, so I would consider moving out. Now,
does she just want him
well,
to kind
look,
of move out a little bit?
Is it not
Seems like a little bit
is it
there.
not the worst thing in the world if Matthew Stafford gets the flu going into Monday night?
It could
It's
be
terrible.
It could be the Stafford flu game. Like
the
Jordan
flu game, sure.
It
I'd
could be
rather
Stafford's flu
avoid
game.
it. I'd rather avoid it and have him healthy.
Yeah, I want healthy Stafford.
Has
Thank
the
you
flu
very
been
much.
going around or
Yes.
what?
Yeah,
Has it?
It has been going on. But also, like if he was in the house already when they got it, he's already been exposed. Like when they got it, he was already in there. He's exposed already.
Listen, Dr. Fauci,
God, I haven't heard that name in like 4 years.
I'm not going to trust you when it comes to virology.
You should trust me in every aspect of your life.
So hopefully Matthew stays healthy.
Yes.
And ready to go on Monday night. I feel great about it. I've already started thinking about New Orleans, and I have made hotel reservations for New Orleans for the Super. I forget that Juan did it. I forget which one. But we did it sort of like a superstition. Like if you get the hotel room in New Orleans, then it feels like you're actually going to go. And I think it's totally possible for the Rams to go to the Super Bowl this year.
It is, but are you staying close to the Superdome? Did you stay a little bit further off? So
Close to the French Quarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
Close to
party?
the French Quarter. Yeah, party a little bit.
Give Matthew some Vaporu, just in case, preventative.
What's the Vaporub?
Vaporu?
No, Vaporu, Vapor Rub.
Oh, Vapor Rub. I love
say
Vapor.
Vaporu.
I
Put it on
love
your
Vapor
chest.
Rub.
Great.
Yeah, when I was a
Just
little
right.
kid, I still. If I get sick, I definitely use the Vapor Rub. It makes me feel
Like
like
things are opening.
safe and like a little. It makes me feel like a little kid when I have Vapor because we used to get it when I was a little kid.
Yeah. Clears everything up.
So Matthew, stay healthy. Isolate.
Get out of the house.
Get out of the house, exactly. So, Greg, you've developed this fascination, and the show's been on for 100 years.
Right.
You're watching Survivor.
Yeah, I just started Survivor.
How the hell did you I've passed on it my entire life. I'm not a Survivor guy. Ramona watches every single episode, every single season. Why did you turn it on?
So I like reality shows like that. I watch Big Brother. I watch Amazing Race. And
why would you have not watched?
I never had any interest in it. I was like, no, that's dumb. It's Survivor.
Didn't
I
you
don't
say
wanna go
it's
in there.
like season 46?
47.
47.
Just ended in December. So that just finished.
So it took you 47 seasons
It took me
to
47
actually start watching.
And once I started watching, I fell in love with it. I think it is a fantastic show. And by the way, I think I'll be really good on that show.
Because
Really
of
good.
why?
Because you live out in the jungle and
Yep.
you get like barely any food.
Right.
You don't shower. The water is how you get. You go into the ocean and that's how you
right,
get
sure,
clean.
sure.
I can live in that type of situation. I lived in Hawaii. I did all that kind of thing.
Yeah, but
at
you
my
didn't
camp.
live in a jungle in Hawaii and take your showers and not have any food and take your
I
showers
didn't.
in the ocean.
I can go a long period of time without eating. I can live in those conditions and be totally fine. I'm good at puzzles. I love puzzles, by the way.
Do they do puzzles? Like
I'm not an
wait
overbearing.
a minute, are they doing puzzles on that island?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of islands. Puzzles.
Is
Almost
it
everything
like a puzzle? Like
Yeah,
I'm
Brian,
thinking.
It's all like challenges
Yeah,
that end in
challenges.
like puzzles.
challenges,
So,
not
but they're
an
all
actual
puzzles.
puzzle.
You have to put them together most of the time.
It's
Yeah.
not a jigsaw
Like
puzzle.
trivia?
Not a
It's like
jigsaw puzzle, but still puzzles.
Like
Yes.
a big jigsaw puzzle. So like the big pieces that you put together. There's a lot of different physical challenges that I think I would be pretty good at. A lot of times you have to shoot and get something land on a platform. I can do that. I also have a personality where I'm not going to be overbearing and piss everybody off, but I also won't be somebody that's just be completely
Oh, right.
quiet.
This is the whole group dynamic thing.
Yeah.
And we're voting you off the island and all that business. Yeah.
I will just kind of lay low and I just get along with everybody. I think I'd be great on this show.
Momo just texted. She said she has learned so much from watching Survivor.
Exactly, Momo.
Yeah.
Hey, Momo,
she learns
if
so
you're
much
there,
about life.
Would you be good on Survivor, and do you think I would be good?
Are you talking to your text?
I am, right?
Yeah, he is.
She's listening, obviously.
You're talking to
I'm talking to
your
Momo.
phone. Yeah.
What's the difference between talking to Momo?
Yeah.
Do you think you could do that?
No. Well, unless Grubhub delivers, then I'd be okay.
I could not.
Donuts,
I would die.
Have them deliver you donuts.
Delivering me donuts. Yes.
By the way, I'm watching I'm going backwards, so I'm watching season 46. There's a woman on there that is allergic to fruit, chicken, coconut, all the things that you get on the island.
Would she leave?
She hasn't pooped in 22 days.
Oh, wow.
That sounds serious.
It's crazy.
God, you know who that reminds me of?
Speaking of Momo.
I honestly don't think I farted in 2 months.
Now, do you think that's essentially what's going on Survivor?
Yeah, she's not eating, so she has nothing to.
Well, how is she going to live? It doesn't seem safe.
She's alive.
Yeah.
I mean, they have medical on site.
I'm
Brian,
not big
you watch,
on
right?
I'm not big on these Survivor. Do you watch them?
I haven't seen much of the newer seasons because they kind of changed it up a little bit. It's like faster, supposed to be less days.
Yeah.
I think like the golden seasons you should really watch is like in the 20s. There's some good heels on those shows, like some
good
villains.
heels?
Yeah, some good villains that come out of those ones.
Yeah.
So I was told to watch David versus Goliath.
Oh yeah, see, I think that's around the same time they started bringing back a lot of people. They do a bunch of like all stars, so they bring back the best of the best. Those ones are usually pretty good.
Is that like Road Rules, whatever?
Yeah,
like,
I don't understand what's going on there. Road Rules.
I used to
Real World
Real
Challenge.
World versus Road Rules. I used to watch that, but that was like years ago. And I think I watched the first season of The Amazing Race, and that was it.
That's another one.
All right, I want to let you know that Friday, we are going to be, all of us, live at Islands in Manhattan Beach, North Sepulveda Boulevard in Manhattan Beach, and you are invited officially. Travis and DeMarco will be there. Me and Ireland will be there. Shadano and Cap will be there. It is our first big live show of 2025, and you are invited. By the way, if you've got an idea for some bit of a gag, like I've suggested the milk crate challenge, nobody will go along with doing that.
Don't do it. Do the whole thing with the chili, and he licks it off.
I'm not going to have anybody.
That's gross, man.
That is
No.
disgusting.
And
That's
from
not
12 to
happening.
3, every
TikTok
segment,
That's
he takes another
disgusting.
lick off your cheek.
It's
I think it's a
disgusting.
great idea.
It's gross.
You let him lick you.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I'm okay.
Yeah, see?
We'll see you Friday. That what Greg just described will not be happening. Coming up next for you, what are the world's worst traffic cities, and where does L.A. rank? And the Chargers had an interesting signing this week. Would it have made sense for the Rams? We'll get to that coming up next. Mason in Ireland. Bergman's in for John, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Monday in the 9 a.m. hour on his new show, The Travis and DeMarco Show. He's going to give you his best of from the whole football weekend. And you know, when DeMarco serves up a best of, you know it means something. Don't miss it. They've got their best of the weekend, plus your chance to win a Fantasy Springs weekend getaway prize pack with your best of. That's Mondays in the 9 a.m. hour on The Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. Made possible by Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Escape the everyday at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, just minutes from Palm Springs.
Lady A, live in concert, Saturday, February 15th, 8 p.m., Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. 7-time Grammy Award winners, Lady A. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com. 760-342-5000. Lady A Live.
Next Gen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Next Gen, the absolute best in the biz, with thousands of 5-star reviews online to prove it. Looking for game-changing deals on your home? Call Next Gen right now. ESPN LA listeners can book a drain cleaning for just $88. That's right. For just $88, you can keep your plumbing in top shape and ensure that you're game day ready. So don't miss out. Call 833-3 NEXGEN today to take advantage of this limited time offer. NextGen is the name you can trust for home comfort and reliability. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. 833-3-NEXTGEN, or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to schedule your $88 drain cleaning appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Hey, what's on tap today on 710 ESPN? Well, thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra, Lakers basketball is back. They play the Dallas Mavericks on the road. Coverage starts at 3. You can hear the game on 710 AM and in crystal clear digital quality on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Now, there was a lot going on Sunday night, right? We had the Lions and the Vikings. Yep. We had the Lakers playing. The Golden Globes also happened. Yep. I wanted to point out a moment from the Globes. They're panning the crowd, and Kristen Bell has got a show that's very popular right now.
A TV show?
Yeah, a TV show. It's called. It's
you know
Nobody. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this.
Oh, I watched it.
Yeah,
Really good.
Really good. Yeah. So Dax Shepard is her husband, and as they're panning through the crowd, you can see Dax Shepard has got a phone, like between his legs, looking down between his knees, watching the Lions-Vikings game during the show.
That's amazing.
Which was fantastic. Did you see a movie called The Substance?
The Substance? No, I don't know
With
what that
Demi
is.
Moore?
I haven't, but I heard it's really good.
Oh,
Is
my
it
God. It
new
is
right
the
now?
craziest friggin' show. Movie. It's a crazy movie.
That's a new one with Demi Moore.
Yeah, new one. She won her first award in her 40-year acting career Sunday night for
good
best actress in
that
that.
was a great speech, by the way.
And she nailed it. She nailed the speech.
So good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Golden Globes, but
Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. Nikki Glaser did a nice job. She was sort of kid gloves.
Yeah, I mean, they probably told her don't be overboard.
It wasn't
don't
the
be
Tom Brady roast.
No, but have you ever done what Dax Shepard did, where you have your phone watching a game in a situation when you probably shouldn't be doing it?
I'm trying to think.
Like at a dinner or something that.
I have.
I've done the thing where you're in a bar or restaurant having dinner with somebody and you're looking over the shoulder the entire time
you're
at
looking
the
at TV.
game, like you're looking
That's
at TV.
normal. I've had the phone though. Like I was at my mom's because I translate a lot for my mom from English, Spanish, back and forth. So I was in a meeting and I was like looking at my phone and the lady, she was like, "Oh, if you need to use your phone, you can step outside."
Oh, really?
Oh, she actually said something
Yeah,
to you?
I was like, "You jerk."
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't have been watching.
I mean, I'm not like there. I'm just kind of like
Right. I don't think
fly on the
there's
wall.
been. I mean, I know people that have been at weddings and they're watching.
Oh, that's
games
rude.
and
Yeah, that's
stuff like
rude.
that. Wedding receptions. church, midnight mass. They're watching a game.
Oh, that's going overboard.
You know, now think about it. Probably shouldn't have been either, huh? In the translating meeting.
Yeah.
Now that you guys are mentioning like church and
exactly.
weddings, I'm like,
Not. I've done it one time, and I did it during my graduation from high school.
You were watching a game
Were
during.
you really?
I was. It was 2001,
Oh,
and the
man.
Lakers were in the NBA Finals.
Oh, I would have
'cause it was
done the
June.
same thing.
And you were the valedictorian.
Absolutely not. Do you know me? I had it so I could listen to it in my earbuds, and I'm sitting there, and people behind me like, hey, so what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, because so I was.
So
the
you
one
didn't
that-
hear any of the speeches or
No,
any of
I
that
don't
stuff?
Keep
Who
saying
cares?
people's name as they're going by. I don't care what they're saying. So at one point, I think it was the principal stopped and said, "All right, Greg, just tell someone what's the score of the game right now."
wow,
No,
that's
really?
actually
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So did you have a valedictorian?
I think so. Yeah.
I was always pissed off that I didn't get the gig.
Were you
I
the
really
second
wanted
one?
the gig bad. I was fourth. I finished fourth.
You had like a ranking.
Yeah, because I didn't take enough honors classes. I was down the list, and friggin' Sean Cullen took every single honors class, and he kicked my ass in the GPA contest.
And so did two other people.
I had a speech ready to go too. Believe
You
me,
were
He
excited,
was
ready
ready.
to go.
I don't
was-
even remember.
I was
my
on
valid-
it.
If we had a list, you have to go about 7 to 8 pages deep.
Is
to
that
get to
right?
My name. Yeah.
How big was your graduating
It
class?
was probably about 600, 700.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we were half
Same.
that. We were half that. What you, Laura? 600?
like 50, I think.
Brian?
I think it was around 800.
Eight?
Yeah,
Those are
same here.
gigantic
Big,
schools.
big,
Yeah.
Big classes.
So the Chargers signed Ezekiel Elliott, who had been released, I guess, by the Dallas Cowboys after a so kind of unimpactful year, not
I
impactful.
think they just re-signed him too. He was going back and forth. Yeah.
What did you think of the signing, Brian?
I'm not mad at it. I think if we're going to rely on Zeke to at all in the playoffs, then we've already lost. But it's a nice little backup plan, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I feel like he would have made sense for the Rams with Blake Corum breaking his arm last week. It's Ronnie Rivers, and it's, I think,
What's
a guy
that
named
backup?
Schrader.
Yeah, Schrader, Josh Schrader. Or something
Yeah,
like that?
Schrader would be the third running back on the roster. I think I'd feel better if it was Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, and I think Gus went down, Gus Edwards. So this is kind of like a little insurance for the Chargers.
Right. Let's see.
He would have made sense because he has been in the league. He's been in playoff situations. He's just not a very good running back.
No,
anymore.
he's not anymore.
He's not going to make a big impact for you. I can't imagine.
I don't think so either.
But at least you have somebody that has done it before.
Yeah, it goes, obviously, Kyron, who's going to have a monster game on
Cody
Monday night.
Schrader.
Blake Corum, broken arm. Ronnie Rivers, who I think is a pretty good backup. And then Cody Schrader, who came as a free agent, as an undrafted free agent, and was on the practice squad all year. He actually got a couple carries in that game against Seattle. But, I mean, third running back, might be nice to have Zeke.
Yeah, it would be nice. Kyron's going to be the one that you're going to nonstop anyway.
Kyron is the guy, yeah.
Kyron and Puka. That's how the Rams' offense is.
Yes.
Kyron and Puka, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, and you think there's something wrong with that, right?
Well, you should be able to move the ball around because you're playing a team that's going to move the ball around and has a pretty good defense.
Right.
Also.
Well, they've got Hawkinson and they've got
Jordan Addison.
Justin right.
Jefferson,
They've got guys,
Aaron
but I'll tell you what,
Jones.
I like our weapons. I think Cooper Kupp in a key situation, especially near the end zone in the red zone, I like Cooper Kupp in that spot. I like DeMarcus Robinson downfield.
Sure, I like it too. I just think that they have not been showing that the last few weeks where if you look at the amount of, you even talked about it yesterday, Puka Nacua has 40% of
Target
targets
rate, yeah.
when he's on. That's way too high. That's way too high.
But I would argue that's probably not much different than Cooper Kupp during the Super Bowl year in 2021.
Probably not, but you also had Odell Beckham Jr., who had a massive impact before he got hurt in the Super Bowl.
But still, I think Cooper Kupp's target rate was that high.
With Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, it might have been. But I think that when you have a complete team like the Vikings, it's going to be hard to keep up with them because their defense was holding Detroit's offense down for a lot of that game, too.
I would say I agree, except I saw the opposite happen when they actually played. Rams beat them 30-20.
Yeah.
Defense had a really good day. Offense was terrific.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's coming off a terrible game. I didn't realize this. He was 18 for 41 against the Lions. 18 for 41.
Wow, that's terrible.
That's as bad as I can remember a quarterback's percentage being, right? That's less than 50% completion rate.
Oh, that's way. Yeah, that's not a good completion rate, dude. That's something to worry about. That's also talking about Detroit's defense, though. We thought that it was so bad because they had so many injuries, and they showed up against Minnesota. I do think that's because it was an in-division game. That's the only reason I think that happened.
They battled toe-to-toe regularly. So Monday night, by the way, we'll look at all the games coming up. Ireland's going to be with us next hour, so we'll do that. Plus, we've got What's Up, Fool coming next. Brian's got stuff. Laura's got stuff. We will do it. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
What's up, fool? Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after Greeny.
I was in Palm Springs this weekend with some buddies. We played golf and had some drinks and hung out and stuff. We were in bed every night by 9:30.
Nice.
It was so pathetic.
That's how you throw it down, though.
It was so pathetic.
That's not
But
pathetic.
it is, because we're all in our 50s, or one of them's just shy of his 50th birthday. And we're like playing golf. We're having a good time. We're and then we stop. We have lunch, have a few more drinks, go out and play golf again. Go back to the bar at the clubhouse after a few more drinks. What do you guys want to do? Let's just call it a night.
Nice. I
But
bet
you
your
had,
feet
like,
were
a
so happy.
Whole ass day of fun.
Oh, we had we had a great time. But it was also one of these, like, when you're 25, you're like, we're going out.
Yeah.
We're going out. We went and got a pizza and came back and watched a movie.
God bless you. I love that.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I
I'm
love that.
36 and I love all that.
Yes, I bet your feet were so happy. See?
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And it is Mason in Ireland, your Tuesday afternoon. On the YouTube chat, this fine fellow, he looks like he's got it all together. Jeff Zuniga in the YouTube chat at ESPN Los Angeles seems obsessed with Greg Bergman. And why Greg's on the air? Well, as the president and founding member, and maybe only member, of the Greg Bergman fan club, my vote, which does seem to matter, is more Bergman. That's why I proudly say more of Mason, Ireland, and Bergman right now on 710.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Thank you, Brian. Taking over for another Brian. Here we go. So,
All right. Brian to Brian.
Towards the end of the last week, or not last week, end of last year, Cam Newton had a pretty hot take on his podcast saying baseball is a dying sport. He got a lot of heat towards it. Didn't ridiculous. Yeah, kind of just a throwaway comment. Hot take of the year for me. But now 2025, I want to know what you're still in the first week of the new year. What is your hot take going to be for 2025 sports related? I'll kick it off for you. I think that Mike Trout will be traded to the Dodgers at some point this year.
That is a hot take.
Reunite with Shohei Ohtani, baby. Come on.
Okay, so
come on.
Brian, just tell me this. Why would the Dodgers want Mike Trout?
That's the question.
Because I feel like they'll be able to get him on a discount now. He's every year it goes lower
For sure
and lower.
on a discount, yeah.
Just need somebody to play center field. It's going to come late. Reunite with Shohei. Do him a good deed.
That is a smoking hot take right there.
Thank you very much.
That is as hot as they get.
Shooting
yeah,
for
it's
it, yeah.
burning up.
Yeah, that's just fire.
That's not the type of guy the Dodgers like.
I don't think so either. What do you think, Greg? Do you have a hot take for this year?
So, my hot take, we did this on our ESPN LA social.
Yes.
I think you did it also.
I did it, yeah.
My hot take was, and I don't even think it's that hot takey, but the UCLA Bruins are going to win the national championship in basketball, both men's and women's.
Both men's and women's.
Both men's and women's, yes. Women's are number one in the country right now.
Yeah.
Beat South Carolina.
Right.
And have been for, I think, 7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And UCLA's, their men's team, really, really good, even though they lost on Saturday.
Okay, all right. Laura, super hot take?
Sports related.
Yes.
Well, my hot take for the station, which is kind of sports related, is that Bergie was going to get his own show.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Why?
I don't know.
I think
Took
it could
me a while
happen.
to get to it. I think it could absolutely happen. I just don't know who would move to create room for Bergman.
I mean,
no
you
room.
never know.
There's no room right now.
Yeah.
There's no room.
I'm just things happen.
I don't think this is a super hot take, but I think Blake Snell is going to win the Cy Young for the Dodgers.
Not super hot takey, but
He's already won 2.
It can be.
He's already got 2, but I think he'll win. He'll win the third. Well,
Mike Trout, he's already won 2.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What else is a super hot take? Rams win the Super Bowl. I got hotel room already in New Orleans.
That is a hot
smoking
take.
hot.
It's a hot take.
It's on fire.
It's possible.
Yep.
But it's a hot take.
I'm ready for it.
What's up, fool? All right, guys. So in the UK, researchers are talking about telenophobia.
Telenophobia.
Yeah. So apparently, people who are under the age of 27 have a huge phobia of answering phone calls because their generation is used to texting. They're used to using Instagram, TikTok, and other social platforms. So they start getting sweaty, nauseous when they see the phone ring.
Sweaty and nauseous.
Yeah, they're literally saying that this is part of like what the researchers they're calling it's part of also having social anxiety. So they were saying that they're actually providing classes to teach these people how to correctly answer the phone and have etiquette.
You got to take a class to
answer a phone.
That's
That
way
is
overboard.
Ridiculous.
My question to you guys is, you have a daughter who's 13, I believe.
Yes,
right?
13.
So I have nieces and nephews that are definitely under the age of 26. They know how to answer the phone. Like, what the bleep is going on? Whether it's in the UK or anywhere else.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but I don't like getting phone calls. I don't. In fact, I'm working on. I don't sweat. I don't get nauseous. But the only people I pick up the phone for are my brothers, Brian and Travis, or my mom. That's it. I don't answer the phone for anybody else.
Juan?
If you want to reach, if Juan, something's gone wrong. Because Juan and I text all day long, but if he calls me, then something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
So I'll pick up that obviously. But I don't like talking on the phone.
But do you have a phobia of talking on the phone?
No,
There's a difference.
Just an annoyance. I don't. just if you want to call me, send me a text.
Yeah, my daughter Riley, she answers the phone. I call her a pretty decent amount. Actually.
Well, sure, that makes sense.
Right,
Dad calling daughter.
Yeah, and she answers fine. She talks on the phone all the time too. Like she's
does she?
constantly in a room on the phone, like like me when I was young. So
when you were young, because I don't know exactly
41.
your era. Was there a house phone, multiple house phones,
Yes.
and then you'd be on the phone and somebody would pick it up
100%.
and say, yeah.
One line, and then we got a second line because for AOL you needed a second line. Otherwise it'd be like making all those noises.
Right.
But yes, I had, and my mom would pick up. I'm like, Mom, get off
Mom,
the phone.
I'm on the
on
phone."
the phone.
Yeah.
So that was very much a thing. But I love the phone. I talk on the phone every single day on my drives home. And drive
Who are you
into work.
talking
I'm the same way.
I talk to Gene. I talk to my brother. I'll call my mom or dad.
Right. Well, these are people I talk to.
Right. But I call my friends that are in the business. I call. If someone doesn't pick up, I just go down the list and pick somebody else to talk to.
So no matter what, you've got to talk to somebody when you're in the car, and you just go down the list and pick the first person who answers their phone.
Correct.
That's sad.
No, it's
Wait,
great.
why is that
You
sad?
sound lonely.
No, I do that
I have
too.
enough people to get to.
You're
to
number
be able to talk.
11. The first 10 people didn't answer, so I'm going to go to number 11 on my list.
Yeah, it's. I love talking on the phone. It's constant.
Ugh.
It helps.
As Luke Robitaille would say.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys, we got a brand new sports league kicking off today. The TGL, the new golf league.
Right.
Begins tonight on ESPN.
This is indoor golf,
on
right?
ESPN?
Right, yeah,
Indoor
ESPN.
golf.
So it's
Like
the
putt-putt?
founders. Well, I'll get to that. Founders of Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy. So it's going to have a 5-story screen that they hit, like they drive off of. And then they're going to also, for the putt, they go to a live green that will has a chance to like move and stuff. So it'll alternate every hole. The actual green that they go putt on will kind of, change a little bit.
Okay.
And they're going to have a live crowd, DJs, and you can ice golfers in this.
Meaning?
Like they're about to hit the shot. You can ice him, call timeout. Now he's got to, take a little break, like icing the kicker in the NFL. And there's
Sure.
also a shot clock. How long do you give this indoor, top golfy kind of league that Tiger Woods is
because of
part
the money behind it, it's going to go for a while. But I can't, and I'm sure ESPN, it's a wonderful product and all that stuff. I will not watch it. I don't watch real golf. I'm not going to watch indoor golf.
Right. I get that it's Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods. One season tops, and I wouldn't expect it to go more than one episode if they didn't have all that money behind it. This is a terrible, terrible idea. It's like they're taking Live and PGA and then giving you a screen to shoot into. That's awful.
But it does fall into the top golf category, which people do like top golf.
Yeah,
I've not been to top golf, so I don't know.
I don't want to watch someone do top golf. I want to play
top golf.
And get drunk,
But
right?
you-
That's like the thing.
Right.
Yes,
Even
yes.
at Top Golf, you're not hitting it into a screen per se.
Right.
You're
True.
hitting it, they have a little.
This sounds
driveway
like something
kinda
you can do at Roger Dunn, right? You hit
Right,
it into
yes.
a screen at Roger Dunn.
Exactly what you do for when you're getting your grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
So
terrible.
I'm not in on this in any way, shape, or form. I still can't keep track of who's in the PGA and who's in the Live and all that stuff. And so the indoor stuff, I'm not going to tune into.
We need to figure out, like, when Ireland comes on next hour, we got to ask him about this specifically.
This specifically, the indoor golf league.
Yeah, because I want to know if this is something that he would even watch.
No,
I don't
can't
think
imagine he would.
He's not going to watch this,
No,
right?
no.
Okay, I hope not.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. So the Jimmy Butler saga continues.
Yes.
As you guys know, there's been a few teams associated with possibly grabbing him. The Celtics have been in there, Suns, the Grizzlies, but he has said he does not want to go to the Grizzlies. So I just want to know your thoughts on where you think he's actually going to land. Like, if you're a team, do you want? I mean, he's a good player, but do you want all the circus, for lack of a better term?
Here's what
that
I
comes
would
with
do
Jimmy
if I was
Butler?
the Miami Heat. I would trade him wherever it is I get the best good stuff.
Yep.
Seriously, I don't care
where he wants.
You have a list of destinations. That's all great. But if I can get whatever a rising star from Memphis along with draft picks, I'm going to trade him to Memphis. Yeah. I mean, I don't believe in this. I understand Bradley Beal's got a no trade clause. Jimmy Butler does not. You can trade him anywhere.
Right. Bradley Beal, there's only two people in all of NBA that has
LeBron
no trade.
and Bradley Beal.
Which is so
It's
weird
crazy,
to say Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. But either way, Jimmy Butler, I don't think there's going to be that many teams that want Jimmy Butler at this point. Because look what he's done everywhere he's gone. I know he's a great player, But you're right. Whoever gives you the best package, and you hopefully out of the East, because you don't want him playing. Right. So it's outside the East. Memphis seems like the perfect destination for him.
Yeah.
Get as much as you can from Memphis and let him go there.
Yeah, exactly.
And
All right.
screw that all up.
There is your What's Up, Fool. Coming up next, Ireland's going to join us from Dallas. Lakers versus Mavs tonight. No Luka and no Kyrie. Should be a good night for the Lakers. We'll get into that, and we'll bounce everything else off Ireland, too. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The LA Kings have a new home.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season.
This fall, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app is your home for every moment of the Los Angeles Kings.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season in only one place. Easy to access, easy to find, easy to enjoy every Kings game and your favorite Kings podcasts.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with two big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Waterboy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Waterboy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Waterboy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
Hey, it's Mace. There's more fun watching the NBA playing Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today. Pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats, points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, new users just have to play $5 and they get $55 in free entries. Download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. That's code 710.
Must be 18 years old. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Tuesday. Final hour of the show. Lakers coming up at 3. And I believe Ireland's going to join us this hour, live from Big D.
Mason and Bergman.
Now, why are you playing that? Didn't Mason tell you if you play that, Ireland's going to get mad?
Mason and Bergman.
Let's do it. Mason, Ireland, and Bergman continues on 710.
Somehow Ireland, he got his name associated with the show, and
I
now
didn't do it. I
Big
did nothing.
Voice Guy is describing
I
it.
have no doubt in my mind that Greg had nothing to do with that.
Zero.
I agree.
Zero to do with that. I'm putting that
has
out there.
Morales written all over it.
But how do you feel about that one, John?
I don't care. Today, for the first 2 hours of the show, that's what it was.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Bergman's a good, he's
Fill
a good
in. Just
fill
fill
in.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good fill
it's
in.
not-
And plus, it's going to be Bergman and someone else next year when they don't renew our contract. So you might as well start working it in.
By the way, Ireland, Radio Michael fan has made a countdown clock, and you have 170 days, 0 hours, 1 minute, and 35 seconds left to your
Thank you, Radio Michael. We will be counting down with you.
Then we are free. It better be done by the Mandy's, I'll tell you that much.
Free? You think you're going to be free?
We'll be loose, on the loose. Yeah. So, by the way, I mentioned, John, were you the valedictorian of your class?
I was not. Cindy Stoughton was the valedictorian of my class.
So I finished 4th. It was like a competition, I think. I finished 4th.
How do you guys remember?
It was I only had a high school class of 330 people,
Oh,
and I
mine was
finished
650.
4th. And I mentioned Sean Cullen was my.
Mace, by the way, that's not small. I mean,
300?
mine was like 500.
Oh, okay. So I mentioned Sean Cullen was the valedictorian, and I just found out where he is. He is located in New York City at Cornell Medicine, where he is a pediatric scientist specializing in neonatology and disease inheritance.
Whoa. So he
Can
actually
I
did
tell you
something with
something?
that.
Yeah.
They made the right choice for valedictorian at Mommy High School.
I'm
I'll
just
tell you
talking
that.
on the radio. I mean, he's like, he's a
unbelievable.
scientist.
I think mine was actually Jacqueline Yano, and she was a friend, and she is now she's a doctor now, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm still friends with Cindy, and she was. I don't think she got a B the whole time we were in high school.
Is that right?
Yeah, and her house was the house where all of us hung out. Her parents were really fun, so that was the place where we all, we all congregated after games and at night and all that stuff.
So how's Dallas? I mean, tonight,
Okay,
no Luka
so-
and no Kyrie, right?
Yep, they're going to give us a fighting chance by taking their two biggest pawns off the board, right?
Yeah.
LeBron versus Clay.
That does not mean that this is a lock, and I'll use this as my best example. Greg, who won the title last year?
Boston Celtics.
We played one game at Boston
Yeah, I remember it.
with no LeBron
They won that.
and no AD, and we won easily. We won by like 9. So if the Lakers relax when they see that there's no Luka and no Kyrie, they can get burned. I hope they don't relax.
But with no Luka, they were not playing well just in general, even with Kyrie, right? They had lost
Well,
a
no,
few
they
in a
won
row.
7 in a row around Thanksgiving with both those guys. Then Luka got hurt, and now they've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, and they were 3-7 in the last 10. So, yeah, they're
Yeah.
bad. And now you
So
take
they're very
Kyrie out of
beatable.
that? Yeah.
They're very beatable, but that doesn't mean. I thought we were going to win in Houston 2 nights ago.
Yeah,
and we didn't.
Boy, that's
So-
a good team, too.
Yeah,
That Houston team is pretty damn good.
Well, they're young and they're athletic.
Yep.
Two things that we're not.
Can't teach young.
So, John, with this schedule that the Lakers have for this month, if they're not double-digit wins over 500, will you be upset?
Yeah, because, Greg, get a load of this. After tonight, okay, so we play this game here in
Super
Dallas
easy.
tonight. The next 8 games are in Los Angeles. 7 at Crypto and 1 at the Intuit Dome against the Clippers. So after tonight, I don't get on a plane again, I think, until the 23rd or 24th.
Wow.
So, I mean, they've got a stretch here. And let's be honest, guys, it should start tonight
Yeah.
with these two guys out.
Sure.
Or they conceivably could rattle off 7 or 8 wins in the next 2-3 weeks. And if they did, Greg, they would climb up the standings. Right now they're 5th. And I'm starting to believe that this Western Conference is going to be Oklahoma City at the top with close to 60 wins, if not 60.
Yep.
And then a whole bunch of teams, maybe 9 or 10 teams between 45 and 50 wins. Look at it. Like Memphis is not a world beater. Houston's beatable. And then it's Dallas, Lakers, Spurs, Denver.
Yeah.
All these Clippers, all these teams like grouped up. So I think that this race for seeding, because I think seeds 2 through 10 are going to be open.
Yeah.
The only one that's decided is 1.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody beats them.
I think they got a legit shot of avoiding the play-in tournament right now.
Well,
Me too.
especially just from this month alone. And the one thing that worries me, John, though, is that if they do this, because this month will end, and there'll be 12 games above 500, let's say, and then the trade deadline is right there, that they're going to overcompensate for playing a weak January and trade away their entire future.
I think I'm thinking the opposite's going to happen.
Okay.
Would they think they're good enough?
I think they're going to. I think if they rattle off a bunch of wins, like the scenario we're talking about, I think then they don't make any trades. They just say, "Oh, we're good, we're
Right.
good," and they.
I think they gotta make one more move.
I do too.
Yeah,
and I hope
one
they
more
do.
move.
So we'll see, but I don't necessarily think, Greg, that they're gonna like. Let's put it this way: every team that calls the Lakers, the very first thing they do is ask for Austin Reeves,
And that's not happening.
Right.
And I just don't. I could be wrong. I've had no conversations with Rob. I think Rob's back there with you guys because Michigan plays at UCLA tonight.
Oh, okay.
Is that tonight?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think maybe. Look
Awesome.
it up. But I don't think. I think they like this roster, and if Dorian Finney-Smith, who played the most minutes he's played in a game the other night in Houston, if he turns out to be a key rotation piece, which I think he's gonna, I think they may stand pat because they just don't want to trade Austin. And everybody who calls wants either the first 2 people they ask for are Austin and Dalton Connect.
Nope, not
And
happening.
I don't think the Lakers want to trade either one of them.
Well, doesn't it all depend?
Of course.
I mean,
if they're offering you Wemby,
if De'Aaron Fox popped onto the market, would you not be willing to move one of those guys?
Well, you have to move everyone, though. You have to move both of them and Rui. And...
But wait, that's a great question. And Greg's right. You would have to. You would actually.
It's a bunch of guys.
Add
it's
money.
everyone.
Mace, I don't. Reeves is clearly now the third best player on our team.
Yep.
He's playing the best he has in his whole career. I would do anything to avoid trading him that I could. Now, you make a good point. If an all-star comes on the market, then anybody's tradable. But I really, really, really want him to keep Reeves.
Right. By the way, in Phoenix, Bradley Beal, who's got a no-trade clause,
now it's
listed
coming
the
off the
Lakers.
bench at $50 million a year.
Left the Lakers as one of his accepted destinations, and I can't tell you how much I don't want anything to do with Bradley Beal.
Well, here I'll give you an example. The money wouldn't work, but me personally, and you guys can accuse me of being a homer.
Yeah, of course.
Never.
I wouldn't trade Austin 1-for-1 for Bradley Beal.
I don't want Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, I don't want him.
I think most people would call me an idiot for that.
No.
It's just a name. He hasn't been who he was even in Washington for some time.
He hasn't been very good.
Guys, look at Austin's numbers since they traded D'Lo.
He's getting close to triple doubles.
I mean, right, every night. And by the way, he's creating his own shot, which people said he wouldn't be able to do. He's more active defensively, which people said he wouldn't be able to do. And he's turned into a true point guard. Look at his assist numbers.
Right.
Austin's one of those guys who doesn't care if he scores or if he gets the assist. Part of me thinks he'd rather get the assist. That's the one guy, me personally, that I would be heartbroken if they traded.
What do you think about Max Christie? Because he's been playing out of his mind.
I'd hate to trade Max. I mean, all these guys. Max Christie, I mean, he's developing into a legit starter in this league.
For the first time in a long time, I'm looking at this Laker team and seeing a legit core with Anthony Davis. There's something there right now between DFS, Max Christie, Dalton Connect, Austin Reeves, and Anthony Davis. You can start building something around that.
Okay, but let's be honest about something, and this is why Rob's job is so hard. I agree with everything you just said, Greg. But like LeBron said the other day,
here I've got that. Do you want me to play it?
They're not a championship team. Yeah, play it.
No, of course not.
Here's what LeBron said.
Right now, I think we're a very good team. I think we have a chance to compete with anybody in the league. Are we at a championship level? Can we win a championship right now? No, I don't think so. But that's good because we have so much more room to improve. And we also just added 2 new guys as well, in Dodo and Shake. So, we'll see how we incorporate those guys, which should be fun as well. Happy that they're here.
So he doesn't think they're there yet.
Right.
No, neither do I, by the way.
He's right. And so that's the hard thing. Rob knows he's going to be judged championship or bust.
Yep.
Okay? Even if the Lakers were to avoid the play-in tournament, play a really good series in the first round. Like, let's say they go 7 with Minnesota.
Right.
And lose on a 3-pointer. Rob would tell you, if you put him on a lie detector, that's a failure.
Well, I think a lot of Laker fans would say that's a failure.
They'll tell you, too. There's going to be a lot of calls.
A lot of calls. And everybody will call that a failure.
So, Greg, what I think you're arguing, and I'm kind of with you, is be very careful who you break up and trade.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
But if they don't do anything, if they don't break up and trade some of these guys, they're probably not in the class of Oklahoma City, Cleveland, Boston, and that's who you're going to have to beat. So what do you do?
Yeah, it's a great question. By the way, there's another trade rumor out there that's the one I've been talking about for a really long time, and now it's actually being discussed. But first, John, you're in Dallas. You don't know what's going on here.
I know about the fires in Pacific Palisades, if that's what you're referring to.
It is so windy here right now.
Well, and the worst thing that can happen during fires
is
wind. Heavy wind.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, hey, Greg, do me a favor. Look this up because I'm not 100% sure. If it's not this week, I think we're very close to Riviera being the tour stop for the PGA.
Oh, that's a tough time.
And if it is this week, they might have to cancel it because it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it is windy as hell. Stuff's blowing all over the place
Well,
here.
just because I think, Mace, Channel 5, I travel with a Fire Stick so I can watch LA News.
Mm-hmm.
Channel 5 is saying they issued an evacuation for all of Pacific Palisades.
All of Pacific Palisades. Wow.
I don't know if that's still in existence. It may have been 2 hours ago they did that. But, don't mess around with that, because with that wind, especially if the winds are up to 40, 50 miles an hour, and I hear it could be even higher than that, then fires can spread really fast.
So you mentioned golf. We talked about the Indoor Golf League.
Real fast.
Yeah, it starts tonight.
Genesis starts February 13th to 16th.
Okay, so next month.
Yeah.
26th.
Okay, good.
So we were talking about the Indoor Golf League, which is apparently going to start. Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods are involved in this thing. Brian,
Tonight, right?
Yeah, Brian Cohen described it, and I can't tell you how uninterested I am. What about you?
Brian, describe it to me. Give me the elevator pitch for the golf league.
So they're going to drive. I think there's 12 people or teams of 2, and then they drive off of a 5-story kind of screen. You know, that's where they hit the drive, and then they will actually do their putting on like a rotating green that like will move and stuff.
Be moving. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a shot clock. There's a live DJ, live crowd. They can ice the golfer, like icing a kicker.
Greg, it's televised Top Golf.
It is. By the way, I want to play Top Golf, not watch
But
Top
isn't it
Golf.
kind of like just going to Roger Dunn and hitting the ball into the screen?
No, it's more like going to Top Golf.
Oh, it is.
No, but there's not holes.
No, there's a screen.
There's a screen.
You're hitting the ball into a screen.
Like a simulator.
Yeah, like at Roger Dunn.
Like you're getting
I will reserve judgment until I actually see it, because I can't tell you how many times I've said, well, that's never going to work. Like everybody said, pickleball, you can't have a professional pickleball league, and now everybody and their mother is investing in a professional pickleball league.
Do you watch the show Holy Moly? This
sounds like Holy Moly.
It's
Steph Curry
miniature
show.
golf.
Yeah, it's miniature
Holy
golf.
Moly
but still.
is miniature golf.
Yeah.
It's still kind of the same deal.
By the way, I think the owner of the Holy Moly franchise,
Steph.
is Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph.
Huh?
Yeah, that's his show. Hey, Friday.
So I'll watch it, but
I'm not going to lock in on that. Friday, we're live at Islands in Manhattan Beach, Ireland.
Yes, we are.
All day live broadcast. It is Wildcard Football Friday, and starts at 9 a.m. Travis and DeMarco, me and you at noon, Shadano and Cap at 3. We're all doing our shows live, and we don't have a gag yet. We don't have a thing yet that we're going to do, like a goofy, fun
Well, last
thing.
time it was the mud pie eating contest between Bergman and Morales, right?
Yeah,
And
me.
Mace.
And me. I finished second.
I
There's
don't remember that.
Only 2 places
he
in every
did,
race.
Because Morales gave up. He's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, Morales was just a mess. But there's got to be something that we can do over there.
Someone actually on Twitter said that we should do a Kilauea burger. Is that what it's called? How about a contest on who can make a Kilauea burger the fastest?
Who can make
it the fastest?
Yeah, but then they have to let us into the kitchen.
Yeah, you
that
can't
gets
let us
difficult.
into the kitchen.
You put it out on a
Although, I
table
will
and
say
give you all
that.
the ingredients.
That's where Jack Ireland works.
Yes.
So Kim Casillas, the woman who runs that particular islands, and Dan McCausland are 2 of the coolest people I've ever met.
That's
They
nice.
would probably let us do anything.
That's cool.
They're awesome. So we'll come up with something. It might be Mace. Were you ever a waiter?
Yes, I was.
Okay, it might be
At Coco's.
Okay, so Coco's is
Wow,
a similar
old school.
setup to islands,
Yes.
like tables. Maybe we have a waiter Olympics. Like you got to carry a bunch of stuff
that's
without spilling it.
good. That's
I want in
good.
on this.
Yeah.
I was a waiter for 10 years. Absolutely.
I
Let's
was
do
a
it.
waiter at Coco's.
And that particular islands in Manhattan Village, you can actually enter through the mall in the back. So maybe we each have plates of food and drinks, and we have to carry them from the back. All the way to the front where the patio is. And now should you get docked 10 seconds for anything you drop?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
100%.
Should you be eliminated if you drop something?
No, dock 10
Dock
seconds.
10 seconds
You
is
actually
good.
have to stop for 10 seconds.
Oh,
Just
add
right?
it to your
just
time.
add it to the time.
Add it
at
to your
the end,
time. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm all in on this. Bergman, you put it together.
Thank you very much. Hey, Janessa, you
Yeah,
put it together.
you put it together.
Actually, Steffa's back there too. Steffa, you put it together.
Tell Janessa and Steffa that I have all their cell phones. So of the managers.
Oh,
of that
nice.
place. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure they'll let us do it.
I wanted to mention
Great
this
idea.
before we go to break. Ladies and gentlemen, on Friday, you've got to go see Den of Thieves 2 Pantera,
Yes.
starring
I heard
O'Shea
it's really
Jackson Jr. It's supposed to be fantastic. I did a podcast with him that is online right now.
It dropped already?
Yeah, we just dropped
download
it.
for the plane. I'm glad you told me
It's
that.
great, and we do some wrestling talk, which is really funny. I don't know much about wrestling, but it's funny exchange.
What's the thing you were talking about? It's like a
baby face and heel.
No, the other part of it.
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe, yeah. Whatever.
Do you know what the kayfabe is, Ireland?
No, but are babyface and heel actual wrestlers?
No.
No.
Sounds like it.
They're descriptions for a type of wrestler. Like somebody
gotcha.
is a baby face, a good guy, and somebody is a heel, a bad guy.
Triple H.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So anyway, go to the Culture Pop podcast on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify. Shay is fantastic on that show.
By the way, Bergman, before you go to break, have you popped the champagne yet?
Oh yeah, we had it. By the way, John, this happened while we were talking about how he should be fired.
Antonio Pierce out. I was ready. If they kept Pierce, I've already divorced the Raiders, but it was a divorce where I wished my ex well. If they would have brought him back, I would have been just absolutely done with that.
See, can we ask him the same question you
Yeah,
asked
sure.
me?
Ask
in
him the
next
same
segment?
question. Yeah, we'll do it.
Right.
1 year, one and done for Antonio Pierce. One and done for Gerard Mayo.
Right.
Those guys didn't get much of a chance. We'll do that coming up next for you. Mason in Ireland, John's in Dallas, Lakers versus Mavs tonight. This is 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
ESPN LA and Beverly
Mason
Hills
and
Ortho
Ireland.
are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
With over 20 clinics in the greater LA area, Game Day Men's Health offers premium services like testosterone therapy, ED treatment, and more to optimize your health. Visit GameDayMen'sLA.com to schedule your complimentary testosterone test and consultation. Get back in the game with Game Day Men's Health. Hey guys, it's Cappy, and if you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Let me say it again. It's real simple. If you're ready to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Everybody has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and they're ready to move. Some have inherited property and you know what? They don't want to have that property. They want to get rid of it. Or maybe you're just ready for a change in your life. Whatever your reason is for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make you a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed and they can close in days. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and the most stress-free way to sell your home. No complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they've got all the reviews to prove it. So call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Mason, Bergman. Mason and Bergman.
Wow.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, God, Ireland, I'm sorry you have to live through that.
What a great bit.
Really, Greg has usurped my role of a co-host on this show.
Do you know what? Whoa is?
Whoa.
I don't think so.
It is the feeling you get when you take the last bit of, what would it
Nitrous
be?
oxide?
Nitrous oxide out of the Ready Whip can. You feel...
Well, you would know. Don't you have a regular stable of Ready Whip at the Mason
I have
house?
5 cans of Ready Whip ready to go, but I've never done the... Is it Whippets or what is it?
It was called Whippets back in the day, yeah. It was just this
Do people still do Whippets?
I don't know. That was a thing when I was in high school.
People still
so
do.
I don't know. Oh, they do?
Yeah.
He knows.
Brian.
Not that I know.
Brian, you say that
about
as
it.
someone who would know.
Oh, yeah, people
Every
do
now and
those
then,
still.
you see the little canisters just laying around the street and everything.
I've heard they still do it.
Right.
So Ireland, Antonio Pierce out in Vegas, and
Thank God.
Let's go.
And we've got Gerard Mayo's been fired after 1 year with New England. I made the case earlier that when I was starting out in the business, I was terrible to start. And then I learned how to do it over a period of time. Why don't guys like Gerard Mayo and Antonio Pierce get the chance to learn as they go along? Obviously, the team has invested in them, at one point believed that they were the answer, and then gave them no time to accomplish anything.
I would argue that it is everything you said is accurate, but here's the problem. They're in the NFL. If they want to go learn how to be a coach like you're suggesting they need to do, they need to go do it somewhere else. The NFL is not a place where you should learn how to be a coach. You can do that in college. You can do it in high school. You can do it somewhere else. The NFL is high competition at the highest level.
Okay, but as you've said, they had no quarterback, and you expect Antonio Pierce to win with Aiden O'Connell. I mean, is that really Antonio Pierce's fault that they didn't have a quarterback this year?
No.
No, but
You didn't think they were ever going to win. Gerard Mayo had a rookie who came on like mid-season and showed flashes, but again, I think they started out with Jacoby Brissett maybe, and then went to Drake May. I mean, again, not much of a chance.
I agree with you that it's probably not fair if that's what your argument is. There's lack, but there is no fair or unfair in professional sports,
especially not football.
You either win or you don't. Darvin Ham probably should not have been fired after 2 years as the coach of the Lakers based on his record.
I think yes. I think Frank Vogel but I think Darvin yes.
Why doesn't the same argument apply to Darvin?
Well, Darvin got multiple years.
Two.
Yeah, I got 2 years.
But also,
he got a second year.
Ireland, is there a problem with going to a head coach that's a brand new guy and be like, look, we're going to give you 1 year. If you do make this team great, if you really do something with it, we'll keep you on and make it go further. If we do not see what we want out of this team, then we're going to let you go at the end of the year.
I think the answer to your question is direction of the program, direction of the team.
Right.
If you're moving in the right direction, like I'll give you an example. Raheem Morris, the coach in Atlanta, that team looks like it's a year away.
Yeah.
I think now that they've got Michael Penix in at quarterback and Raheem Morris with that defense, I think Atlanta next year makes the playoffs.
He's a second-time head coach, though. He was a head coach for the Bucs.
Right.
So he's done it before.
Right. So I think, one coach, I heard something on Get Up this morning. You watched Get Up this morning, Mace?
I did.
Okay. I don't know if I buy it.
Is this the Kevin O'Connell thing?
No, it's the Mike Tomlin thing.
Oh.
That Graziano or somebody put it out there that teams are calling the Steelers to see if they can trade for Tomlin. Because apparently people in Pittsburgh are mad that all Tomlin does is make the playoffs every year and then goes out.
Please make the playoffs every year.
If Mike Tomlin became available, the Raiders should jump on that in 10 seconds and go get him. Now, do you think that's even a realistic thing, or do you think it's just guys talking?
No, I think it's totally possible. In fact, the rumor is floating around about Kevin O'Connell from the Vikings. He's denied it, but Sean Payton was traded. You can trade any head coach, and they have value on the market, especially guys like Tomlin and KOC.
It doesn't seem like the Pittsburgh does that type of thing. They get a coach, and they stick with that coach for
a
very
long time.
They've only had 3 ever.
Right.
Think about that.
So why would they just trade him?
It's been Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin since before you were born.
Right.
I mean, and so I don't think they would let Tomlin go unless Tomlin went to him and said, hey, guys, I've given you 17 years. I make the playoffs every year. Let someone else try it.
All right, if you're the Raiders, Ireland, who do you want more? Do you want Mike Vrabel, Pete Carroll, or Mike Tomlin?
Tomlin.
If Tomlin's not available, what are the other two? Pete Carroll or Vrabel?
I would take either.
Either one.
The only problem with Pete is you wouldn't have him for very long.
Yeah, Vinny Bonsignore says keep an eye on him.
Right.
And he covers the Raiders.
You wouldn't have him for very long because Pete's 73.
Yeah.
But anybody who knows Pete, and we know him a little, knows that if there's ever been an example of someone who doesn't act his age, Pete would be Exhibit A. He acts like a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
So it would be okay to jumpstart your program, but the problem with it, Greg, would be in 3 years we'd probably have to find somebody else.
That's why I want Vrabel, and especially now with Tom Brady at the top, they have a relationship. I think that would be the right.
I'd like
coach.
Vrabel. I would love Dion, but I don't know if
I don't think Dion's moving. Once he got Juju, I don't think Julian Lewis. I don't think he was going to move. He landed like one of the premier quarterback prospects in the country.
And by the way, if Tom Telesco, who I like. If he goes into next season with the same quarterback structure, then he deserves to be fired.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
You have to solve your quarterback problem.
Yes, I don't think there's any. By the way, and the whole thing is Richard Deitch is projecting his, really good reporter that Tom Brady's going to be one and done in the booth and devote his time to running the Raiders after this.
Is it Richard Deitch or Andrew Marchand that's predicting?
Richard Deitch.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Deitch do it.
Okay.
Why? Do you have somebody else doing it?
I saw it as a prediction by Andrew Marchand, and he said, I don't know anything, I'm just predicting it. And Marchand goes on Deitch's podcast a lot, so that's why
okay, so that
I think it may have been Marchand.
Yeah,
But it also makes sense, right? I mean, the fact that he's just not doing amazing in the booth, and that he has to do so much for the Raiders, and it's a big part of what they're going to do with the roster, what they're going to do with the head coach. It doesn't seem likely he'll be in the booth.
I would not be shocked if Tom stepped away, but I don't think he's going to. I have some friends over at Fox that say he's pretty committed to it. But, of course, Fox is in the middle of that big other mess, so there may be a ton of changes there. Anything could happen.
That is a bad
But if the question, if the question, I didn't mean to take us down that road.
Oh,
If the
no,
question
we're
is-
not.
We're not gonna go on
Yeah,
it.
we're not going on it. There's like
if the
hazard lights
question-
up.
Yeah, if the question is Tom Brady going to come back for sure, I would say, no, not for sure, but likely.
To take over the organization?
I think he would have a really prominent role, but I mean, to walk away from the broadcasting, because he doesn't necessarily need the money.
Right. He doesn't need the money, but he does own the Raiders, and apparently Mark Davis has indicated he's completely open to input. Brady's going to play a role in deciding who the quarterback is. He will certainly play a role in who the head coach is going to be. I just think it's very possible that Tom Brady, who as an announcer, I said earlier, I would rate him as fine. I think he would step away for that role. And by the way, if he takes over controlling as the controlling owner of the Raiders, I think you almost have to step aside as a broadcaster.
You can't be a broadcaster.
I don't think he'll
and
ever
an
do
owner.
that. I think Mark Davis will always have that because he wants the money. But he could be like Mark Cuban is down here. Cuban no longer owns the Mavericks, but he runs them.
No, he doesn't run them anymore. So he was running them for a little while, and now he no longer does.
Right, but he says, I mean, it just depends if you believe him. He says that he has the autonomy to make all basketball decisions.
Yeah. Still? Even at
Cuban,
this point?
Yeah. But let's see if that's true. When somebody else is the governor and somebody else is the owner, the first time you do something they don't like, that could change.
Yeah.
Hey, Mace, is tonight the night you're singing?
Yes, and I'm concerned.
Why?
Because I'm a little hoarse.
You sound fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, green tea with honey. Start pumping it.
From Starbucks, we got it.
We've been doing the medicine bombs from Starbucks.
You'll do fine. You only have the song runs about 2 minutes. You'll be fine.
Yeah, by the way, they sent over, there's a limit to the amount of time you're allowed to sing it.
What's the limit?
Just looking it up. It's very funny, though.
They actually have a time limit on
you have to, there are rules that you have to follow.
But I think we've done this before with the Super Bowl. I think the actual execution of the song is roughly 2 minutes. If you come in 10 seconds or 15 seconds less than that, you're fine.
I don't think they're going to bring a hook out.
No.
I don't
But you're
think
not
so.
going. You're not going Marvin Gaye on them. You're not going to your own tune.
You know,
are you?
I am not. I don't riff. I sing the song straight up.
We should probably, because for people who just tuned in and don't know what we're talking about, Mason is singing the national anthem at the South Bay Lakers game tonight.
Yes.
And I'm really bitter that I cannot be there because I'm here in Dallas.
Right.
And I'm looking down at the warm-up right now, Mason, and Bronny is here, so you won't see Bronny.
Oh, come on.
That makes
Bronny's
it
with
not
us.
worth. Why is Bronny
wait a minute.
in Dallas?
I think he's in Dallas.
I
I think he's in Dallas because of our injuries, because Gabe Vincent's been hurt, but Gabe
that's
might
what
come back
Shake's there
tonight.
for.
So who am I rooting for? I mean, I'm rooting for the South Bay Lakers, but who's on that team now?
Jamari
Ireland?
Quincy
Jones still there?
Olivari is
Oh,
the guy
Quincy
you want to root
Olivari.
for.
Yeah, I like him. He's good.
That's a good one.
He's good. So tonight is the night, and I do feel a little bit hoarse, so I'm concerned. And last night I was tossing and turning, saying the words over and over in my head. I'm a little in my head about
you'll
this
do
whole
great.
thing.
You always do great.
If he does great, do you think he can get a Laker game?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I think
do.
so. I've been told.
Hey, he needs to present his video evidence of his South Bay thing, and if it's respectable, I think the Lakers might do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, that would be amazing.
I think it'd be incredible. That would be a career highlight to be able to do that.
Well, you've done it at a Kings game. You've done it at a Dodgers game.
Yeah, I know, but Lakers.
Yeah, that would be
Seriously,
big
a
time.
Lakers game is
That's
big.
huge.
And then if they win, they're going to want me back.
You can go to a USC game.
No,
next
no,
year.
wait a minute.
They're
No,
gonna
if
watch
the
you back.
Lakers win, I turn into like Jeffrey Osborne.
So the opposite of what the opposite of what you are for the Rams.
I think you should. I think you should walk, not run, towards. I'm the next Jeffrey.
I'm
Osborne.
the next Jeffrey Osborne. All right.
Oh,
Coming
by
up.
the way, Cam Reddish is out.
Oh,
today.
okay.
Yeah, I rode over with him on the bus. He's sore.
Back
Yeah,
soreness.
so that's why Bronny's here, in case they run out of people.
All right, coming up next for you, John, there's a story that came out yesterday we talked about that I want to bring up again.
Okay.
A Washington linebacker has declared for the workforce. I'll explain that coming up next. In the meantime, I love Jacob Imrani. He's going to be here in a couple of minutes. His birthday was over the weekend. Happy birthday to Jacob Imrani. As a sports fan, you always want your team to be well coached and to win. And you know who's always, always, always winning and getting ready for the next opponent? That's right. It is my guy, Jacob. Think about this. If you're injured in a car accident, a truck accident, a slip and fall at a store, Uber, Lyft, scooter, pedestrian, whatever it happens to be, you feel like you lose the game. Now, don't worry, the accident is only the beginning of the game. Call Jacob. Get the free consultation. Trust me, Jacob knows the weaknesses of the opponent. He knows how to exploit and go on the attack against the insurance company to provide you the victory that you deserve. So make sure you're on the winning team. If you're injured in an accident, don't wait. Call Jacob. When you call an attorney, you want one who is respected. Call Jacob. He's the real deal. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Remember, Jacob's a proud legal partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. You can follow him on Instagram. Go to @call.jacob for great advice, prizes, and more. And when you call him, make sure you tell him Mason and Shadano from 710 ESPN sent you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after Greeny.
I don't think I've told you. I used to be in a bowling league.
You can bowl too.
I a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not a good bowler, but I'm not a terrible
You're
bowler.
like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
How do you get down there?
I was okay. I was in the bowling league when I was in my 20s, so this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I have my own ball. Okay?
Nice.
Okay. And I'm okay, or at least I used to be okay. We go bowling. It's me and my 3 children, my wife, and Bobby's girlfriend, Sarah. Okay? So there's 6 of us. And we got the 3 women on one lane, and we got the 3 boys on the second lane. We're right next to each other. So they're competing, we're competing. Bobby won 2 of the 3 in the men's division.
He beat you.
And Michael won the other one.
You got smoked?
I got skunked, DeMarco.
Well done, Dad.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then, the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. 0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Harry Douglas here for Technique's new noise-canceling True Wireless AZ80 earbuds. Techniques has been revolutionizing the audio game for almost 60 years. With multi-point connection of up to 3 devices at the same time, the AZ80s let you go from leading a meeting to listening to a podcast to taking a call seamlessly. Visit us.techniques.com/sports to shop for AZ80s now. That's us.technics.com/sports.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Ireland, I am a blind optimist, so you know where I'm going to be on Saturday, February the 8th?
Oh, listen to this.
Is that Super Bowl weekend?
I have officially taken a hotel room at the Hyatt Regency in New Orleans. I've reserved it. There's a 48-hour cancellation policy, but I anticipate the Rams being in the Super Bowl in New Orleans on February the 9th. Am I just
By the way,
crazy?
That's an excellent hotel that is directly across the street from the Superdome.
That's why we picked it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, we did a little research, and we're ready to go.
You can walk there.
Yeah. So
you can literally stumble out of your room into the Superdome.
No, it's New Orleans. Chances are there's a lot of stumbling.
He said it was by the French Quarter. Is that by the French Quarter?
It's near the French Quarter.
Yeah. Oh, it's a perfect spot. Now all I need is for the Rams to close the deal. That's all I need.
They have the toughest road, Ireland.
They have their road is everybody's road is tough.
I mean, but Vikings, Lions, and probably Eagles. That's tough.
But again, they've beaten the Vikings. They took the Lions to overtime this year. The Eagles are the team that scares me the most, but maybe somebody knocks the Eagles out along the way. I think the Rams have a path to the NFC Championship game.
Ireland, you agree with him? I don't.
I think it's going to be hard. I wouldn't completely rule them out. I don't like what they did this past weekend. I would have played to win that game.
I'm glad they did what they did. I mean, as it is, they lost Blake Corum, who broke his arm. Can you imagine if something like that happens to Matthew Stafford or Kyron Williams? You've got to sit those guys.
Right, and I don't want them seeing the Commanders either. If I'm a Rams fan,
I wouldn't have even played Blake Corum. Find a way, Ronnie Rivers. I mean, run with guys. You know,
you got to play Corum. He hasn't gotten enough touches.
Ireland, isn't that not a good example of why you don't play starters in the final week of the season? Blake Corum breaks his arm, was certainly in the running back rotation for them. Kyron Williams does a lot of the hard work, but Blake Corum spells him. Isn't that why you don't play starters in the final game of the year?
I think this is it's just a personal choice of the coach. McVay's been pretty consistent with this. If he doesn't have to play starters, he'll never play them.
Right.
So I think that's what you get with Sean McVay. But last year, 4 teams sat starters, and they went 1-3 in the first round of the playoffs. It's pretty well documented that if you do. And now, having said that, the year the Rams won the Super Bowl, they
did the same damn thing
in the last week of the season. But it's interesting, like in basketball, Mace, you made the argument last year that the Lakers should rest everybody so they wouldn't have to draw Denver.
Yes.
But now you're making the opposite argument,
right.
that you shouldn't care about
winning
or losing.
In other words, with the Lakers, I wanted them to lose to avoid Denver.
Right. But in this case, the Rams lost
Correct. I was
And they
okay
gotta
with them.
play a
I was
harder
okay
team.
with them losing.
But to be fair, you didn't care who they played on.
No, that's what I said. Juan was like, "Oh, do we want this team? Do we want that?" I was just let the chips fall where they may. I'm not. They beat Minnesota. They took the Lions to overtime. The other team, they haven't. Washington, they hadn't seen. Whoever it was, I was like, just play the teams in front of you. I had no
So
preference.
if they win on Monday,
Yep.
Then they would play. They'd go to Detroit
Yep.
in round 2, right?
Yep, it would be the Lions. Yeah, it would
Boy,
be the
I'm
Lions.
sick of playing there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
yeah. All right, so I wanted to dunk this one thing in here. It just came across a note. Victor Wembanyama. Wemby. Through 100 games. If you take everybody's first 100 games, he has more points than LeBron, Durant, and Carmelo had in their first 100 games. He has more rebounds than AD, Ewing, and Embiid had in their first 100 games. He's got more blocks than Shaq, Mutombo, and Olajuwon through 100 games. And he has more threes than Steph, Clay, and Trae Young, again, through 100 games. That is staggering.
That's crazy. The three-pointers is the one that's the interesting one to me because the game has changed that much that he's taking 10 threes a game, Ireland.
Let me put this into terms that, and you might think I'm guilty of hyperbole. I don't care. Victor Wembanyama is the greatest prospect in NBA history, and when I say that, I mean bigger than Kareem, bigger than LeBron, bigger than anybody who has ever come into the league. He is an absolute one-of-a-kind freak.
Yep.
And if you talk to LeBron, LeBron will tell you that he uses the word alien.
Yeah.
That the guy that they've just never seen anything like it. Guys, he's 7'5", and he can dribble the ball up the court and shoot a 30-footer and make it.
Well, to that point, do you know who's helping him out, who his coach is? Not a head coach, just a coach for him. Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford is teaching him handles.
Well, he's got great handles as it is, but yeah, I mean,
he's unbelievable. By the way, he's the one guy that I don't think you could put together a trade from any NBA team that would make me trade you Wembanyama. Like, for example, if you were the Celtics and you called and said, we'll give you Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, and Kristaps Porzingis for Wemby, I would still say no.
even though you're getting an entire championship team for all intents and purposes.
Here, why don't you throw Derek White in there while you're at it?
Well, I would still say no, and here's
So
why.
you wouldn't trade the Boston Celtics for Wemby?
I wouldn't trade anybody for Wemby.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's that good.
I mean, I think he's by the way, I have him on my fantasy team, so I've gotten to watch him a lot this year. He's spectacular to watch.
really
He's
good.
just unbelievable.
And by the way, coming to Los Angeles this weekend for 2 games.
Is he playing on is Saturday?
No, it's Monday. And
No, it's Saturday, Monday.
Oh, it is Saturday.
Oh, I'm going to be there Saturday.
You're coming to the game?
Yeah, I'm coming to the game on Saturday night, so I get to see Wemby. Cool. So I wanted to do this story real quick. We did it yesterday, John, but I think it's awesome. So there's a linebacker from the University of Washington. His name is, let me see, where is it? It's Drew Fowler. He's a linebacker.
Okay.
And he just finished his career, and he released this statement. When I first committed here in 2019, I talked about taking the road less traveled. Boy, did I have any idea what that would truly mean playing through 4 head coaches, 3 athletic directors, 4 coordinators, and a global pandemic. My experience at UW has been nothing short of special. With that being said, I'm officially declaring for the job market. In other words, I need a job. If you or anybody you know has an employment opportunity, I am your guy. Gritty, hardworking, sneaky, athletic, locker room guy will bring my lunch pail to work, and he lists his LinkedIn contact. But here he is. He's declaring, like a lot of players, by the way, most of the players we see in college football, declaring for life, declaring for the job market. I mean, most of these guys do not go on to the NFL.
I wouldn't hesitate to hire that guy.
Me too. I mean, to me, that's bold. I'm like, let's connect him to DeMarco.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's a UW alum, and see what we can do for this kid. I think it's awesome.
Tell him to send his resume over to me, a tape, like come out here.
Well, Laura's in contact with the guy. She hit him up on LinkedIn. I thought it was just genius. He declared for the workforce.
I know. I did. He actually kept me on scene, though. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad.
Kept
thing.
you on what?
On red.
Well, it's seen.
Oh, you can tell if people have read your message or not?
So he's not even reading it?
No, he read
He
it.
read it, not responding.
Didn't respond.
Oh, jeez.
So he's getting an opportunity, and he's just pushing it away.
Not hungry
I
enough.
don't know.
Not hungry
That's
enough.
not a good
By the
way
way,
to
I
start.
just got this.
I said that too.
What's that, John?
I got this text from Kurt Sandoval. The Rams will not go to Detroit if Washington or Green Bay wins. Then
Sure.
the Rams would go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, they restructure depending on who wins. So you
That's
need a
what we
lower
don't
seeded
want.
team. win.
Wait a minute. So we're rooting for the Lions or against the Lions? No, the Lions
well,
are
the Lions have a
the
bye.
Right, yeah. So you need.
How do we avoid Philly?
No, I'd rather play Philly than Detroit.
Oh my God!
No,
No, I'd rather
really?
play Detroit.
Oh, Philly looks
Wait,
really
you guys,
good.
Jalen Hurts is still in concussion
Well,
protocol.
I mean, I gotta believe he'll be. Philly just boat raced us. I mean, that was the best team I saw all year at SoFi Stadium. They were fantastic.
Well, I mean, you gotta win. I mean, you
Oh
gotta
yeah,
beat Minnesota.
I'm not
first,
planning ahead, except for the hotel room in New Orleans.
Yeah, that is the definition of planning ahead.
Yes,
I think they can play with Detroit better than they can play with the Eagles.
I agree. The Eagles are the team I would not want to play.
Yeah.
They would not be the team. All right, Jacob and Ronnie's here. It was his birthday over the weekend.
Happy birthday, Jacob!
Jacob.
We're going to play a little game of games coming up next. It is Bourbon's game today.
Bourbon's game.
And don't forget, here's what's on tap on 710 ESPN. Thanks to our friends at Michelob Ultra. Lakers basketball back. As you hear John Ireland from Dallas, road coverage starts at 3 p.m. You can hear the game live on 710 a.m. and in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Game of Games is next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
It's our girl, Jody Watley.
Well, double shout out to Jody. What's up, girl? You know, I'd like to get Jody Watley to go to a Laker game with me one day.
Okay, I'm sure you would. Now,
Hey, Jody,
is that the same game you'd want Megan Thee Stallion to be at?
Megan Thee Stallion, I'm going to meet up with her at some point. But Jody, hey girl, if you're not busy on Thursday night,
The suite, yeah.
Jody, if you're available,
Sedano and Cap tomorrow at 3 p.m.
On 710 ESPN.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob. Jacob.
Thank you. Game of games time. Take it away, Mace.
It is Game of Games time, and Ireland is in Dallas. We got Bergman, Brian, and Laura here, and Jacob Amrani joins us. Jacob, Happy New Year, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jacob.
Thank you.
It's awesome,
Thank
man.
you.
What did you do for your birthday?
Well, I was out of town.
Okay.
I got an opportunity to do some skiing.
Nice.
Got a
Beautiful.
chance to hang out with the family. Kids are getting a little bit older,
Yeah.
so those dinners are completely different.
Right.
So it's great. It's great. Thank
Cool,
God.
man.
Usually people are too tired after New Year's to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm used to that because it's only a couple of days after.
Yep.
But it's a good way to start the year and sort of set everything in the right direction.
Excellent. Well, it's Bergman's game today. We'll see if
It
we're
is.
going in the right direction with that.
I think he'll do well in this game.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so the NFL season is over. So how much did you pay attention to the season? It's all A or B, and by the way, all of these are incredibly close, like within
Okay, very
one
close.
usually.
Okay, got it.
So number one, and I'll call it all out, John. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Which team had more yards per game on the season? The Atlanta Falcons or the Green Bay Packers? We'll start with Mace.
Boy, more yards per game. I guess I'll go Atlanta.
Okay, Ireland.
I'll go the other way. I'll go Green Bay.
Okay, Jacob.
I'll go Green Bay.
Laura.
I'll go Atlanta.
And Brian.
Atlanta.
It is Green Bay, 370.8 to 369.8.
Boy,
Again,
I wouldn't have
good
pegged
start.
them as the big yardage teams. Okay.
All right, so Ireland and Jacob got that one. Number two, we'll start with you, Ireland. Which team gave up more points per game? Was it the Cleveland Browns or the Cincinnati Bengals?
Oh.
Well, this is interesting because the Bengals were so bad on defense.
Yep.
No, and so you're saying Cleveland or Cincinnati?
Who gave up more? And by the way, it's by 0.1.
Oh, okay. So it's close.
I will say Cleveland gave up more.
Okay, Jacob.
I will go with Cincinnati.
Laura.
Cincinnati.
Brian.
Cleveland.
Mace.
Cincinnati.
It is Cleveland. So
Oh.
Ireland and
Wow.
Brian got that one. Yeah. 25.6 points per game for the Cleveland Browns, 25.5 for the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right.
Got buckets.
Poor Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Number three, which team turned the ball over the most? Was it the Dallas Cowboys or the Indianapolis Colts? And we'll go with Jacob.
I'll go with the Indianapolis Colts.
Laura.
I'll go with Dallas.
Brian.
Colts.
Mace.
Colts.
And Ireland.
So you're just saying total turnovers,
Yeah,
right?
turn the ball over the most.
I will go Dallas.
It is the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you got that.
I got that.
Mace got that. Anybody else?
I got it too.
And
Yeah.
Jacob got that. All right, we're close. Ireland 2, Jacob 2, Brian 2, Mace 1. Laura has nothing.
Buckets.
Laura. It's
Laura,
an
what are
A
you
or B
doing?
thing. All right, number 4.
Clearly picking the wrong ones.
Number 4. On the flip side, which team had more takeaways? Was it the Buffalo Bills or the Minnesota Vikings, Laura?
I'll go Bills.
Bills, Brian?
Vikings.
Vikings, Mace.
Vikings.
Ireland.
Well, the Bills were really good. But I had the Vikings defense in fantasy, and they scored me a bunch of points, so I'll take the Vikings.
Vikings. And Jacob.
I'll go Vikings too.
Vikings is the right answer. So
At this point,
again,
I'm just going for it.
everybody.
Oh, wait,
But-
Laura, are you alive?
She is
For
alive.
Yeah, I'm doing
Laura,
it the
you're
opposite.
alive for the full mace.
No, it's the Romo, isn't it?
No,
it's the
he
full mace
took it.
right now. I
Oh,
took
you
it.
took it?
Yeah, I own the
Not
crown.
for long, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck,
you're
Laura.
alive. You're
We're all
alive.
counting
this is
on
tough
you.
to do on an A or B type situation.
Clearly not that tough.
Brian, you're going to start this one. Which team had a better point differential? Was it the Baltimore Ravens or the Philadelphia Eagles?
Wow.
I'll take the Eagles.
Eagles, Mace.
Ravens.
Ireland.
Eagles or Ravens? That I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to guess Eagles.
Eagles. Jacob.
I'm going Eagles too.
Eagles. Laura.
I'm going Ravens.
It is the Eagles, so you're still alive there. So Jacob, Ireland, and Brian got that? Okay, so it's 4 for Ireland, 4 for Jacob, 4 for Brian, 2 for Mace. All right, go to actual players now.
'Kay.
So number 6, which quarterback threw for more yards on the season? Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh.
And we'll start with Mace this time.
God, it's got to be Mahomes.
Ireland.
But why is
Would
Rodgers
you
in there?
ask this question,
just
though?
gonna say
if,
that.
Why would you put Rodgers in
I
there?
think you're trying to trick us. I'm going Mahomes.
Jacob.
Yeah, Rodgers didn't even play a lot of games. I'll go.
I think he played all of them.
Did he?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers played all of them?
Some would say too many.
By the way, this is all, again, very close.
Very
So
close.
it's only within.
So I'll take Rodgers.
Okay, Laura.
I don't know. I'm gonna
point.
Do it, Lauren. Do it.
Rodgers.
Okay.
Brian.
I'll take Rodgers as well.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah!
Answers in Ireland.
Misdirection
And Laura
play.
is fully alive.
Oh, Laura, good luck.
How many are left?
3 are left, and Ireland has 5. Jacob has 4. Brian has 4. Mace has 3, and Laura is right there for the
Right
Romo.
there.
Come on, Laura.
Go, Laura.
I'm doing it now.
Okay, number 7. And we're going to Ireland to start this all off with 3 left. Who had more rushing touchdowns? Jalen Hurts or Josh Jacobs?
Again, I think you're trying to trick me. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs.
Okay. Jacob.
I'll go with Josh Jacobs, too.
Brian.
Jacobs.
And Mace.
Hurts.
And
Did
Laura.
you, Laura?
Okay, I wanted Jacobs, but everybody said Jacobs, so I'm gonna go Hurts.
The answer is Josh Jacobs.
Oh, good, Laura. Good work.
Laura's right there.
I'm like,
Ireland still has the lead. Mace, you're out.
Okay,
You're
pick
done.
up the pace a little bit
Okay,
because
good.
we've got a
All right.
out time that
2
I'm
left.
supposed
All
to try to hit.
Which receiver had the most first downs? Brock Bowers or Justin Jefferson, Ireland?
Brock Bowers.
Jacob.
Justin Jefferson.
And Brian.
Brock Bowers.
And Laura.
Jefferson.
Oh, you're out loud.
Oh,
You're
no!
out of it. It is Justin Jefferson, 62-61. So
Oh.
Jacob got that. Brian, you did not get that?
No.
No, okay. So
I'm
last
out.
one, Jacob
What's
and
the
Ireland.
score?
Ireland has 6, Jacob has 6, and Brian has 5. So you 3 are still alive.
Okay.
But Brian, you have to go opposite. Who had more tackles on the season? Christian Roseboom or Ernest Jones?
Oh, what a good question.
Right. Jacob, you'll start this one.
I will go with Ernest Jones.
Ireland.
I'm with Jacob. Ernest Jones.
Brian,
go
Roseboom.
The answer is Ernest Jones.
Damn.
So we're at a tie. I do have a tiebreaker, and since we don't have a lot of time, I'll just do it fast. The Baltimore Ravens had the most total yards on the season in the NFL. How many less points did the Rams have? Closest without going
Yards
over.
or points?
Yards.
You started with
Yards.
yards and then you went points.
No, how many less yards? Sorry. Yeah, how many less yards did the Rams have? So most total yards, how many less did the Rams have?
Okay.
So you're giving us the fact that Baltimore had more.
Had
Yeah,
the most. They
Baltimore
had
has
the
the
most. They
most.
had the most in the NFL. How many below them were the Rams?
How many yards below?
Yeah, yards below. You have a number?
Jacob?
65.
65.
65.
Ireland.
I'm gonna say.
It's without going
So I
over.
can go either way on this.
Sure.
I have to write them down. All right, I'll go 75.
75. Yeah, it's way more.
Yeah,
than
I was
that.
going to say it's got to be more than that.
It's way more. Baltimore Ravens had 7,224, and the Rams had 5,633.
Points?
The answer is
no, it's yards.
Yards.
Oh,
1,000
total yards.
1,591.
I thought you meant like yards per game, but okay.
Oh,
I
most
want,
total yards.
Yeah, you won, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
complain about it,
okay.
Ireland.
All right, sorry. That might have gotten a little bit.
Yeah.
little-
All right, there's
I was
your-
going-
It's okay.
It's going
There's
fast.
your Bergman game.
There you go.
So, Jacob, we got like a minute left. How you feeling about your the Los Angeles Rams? I see you on the big board all the time, cheering people
great.
on. Yeah,
Feeling great. Feeling great.
And Lakers, did you like the DFS trade?
I did. I think he's, he's very much like a KCP kind of guy. You may not see what he's doing on the box score, but I hear he's a great locker room guy, which is something that we need.
Yep.
And hopefully this is just the next step to whatever we're going to do. Nothing desperate, but something smart that
Cool.
hopefully we can do with this team.
We've got to warn everybody, if you're going to the South Bay Lakers game tonight, I will be singing the national anthem.
Yes.
Good luck. Good luck,
Ooh,
Mace.
scary.
You'll do great.
I was tossing and turning last night when I thought, oh, God,
You will
tomorrow.
do great.
Yes, I'm hoping so.
Just like
so.
it's a softball game.
That's
all
right.
you think.
Bummery, no Bronny, though.
I know. Christian Oliveri.
Quincy Oliveri, yeah.
Quincy. Go Quincy.
Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap this up. I'm trying to hit the out time, John.
You're trying like an old AMD.
Happy New
game.
Year, John.
Like,
gonna count down,
Happy New
too?
Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
We've got 20 seconds
Thanks, Jacob.
left. We're counting down. Tomorrow, Ireland, you're back in studio, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't forget, Friday, we're at Islands. We want everybody out there starting at 9 a.m. all the way till 6 o'clock on Friday at Islands. Now I am going to wrap up 3, 2.
We need a win,
1.
John.
7